Oh man, Eric, are you ready for today?
Not really. I just got in the stage here a few minutes ago. So,
Hey,
uh,
that's all right. We're gonna have a killer show tonight, dude. I hope you're ready. This is gonna be a fun one. Guys, welcome to episode 116 of the Drag Driver Pete Show presented by Summit Racing. Tonight is Media Mania. That's right. We're going to talk to media teams that cover drag and drive events, the good, the bad, tips and tricks, and what they wish people would understand about the media side of drag and drive. Mr. Eric White, will you hit that intro video? Let's do this thing, man.
all right, let's do it.
Oh man, I hope everybody's ready for Media Mania for episode 116 of the Drag Driver Pete Show presented by Summit Racing. My name is Mike Narks. I'm the host of this show and the news, which happens on most Saturdays, not every Saturday, but most. And then my right hand man right here, Mr. Eric White. What you got going on, bud?
I am Eric White, co-host of the show and the news. Everything drag drive repeat related, but mostly falls with photography, which fits right in with what we're talking about tonight. And
Mm-hmm.
when I'm not doing stuff for drag drive repeat or the circuit, I'm running 815 LSX swaps, which is my channel about my builds and my two project cars, and Motorsports Paparazzi, which I want to give a big shout out to Alex Johnson for doing a gnarly burnout at Six Summer. The views on that across all platforms have been going crazy. We'll probably hit 1 million views on Facebook tonight on that one video. So,
Yeah, it's insane, dude. I love it. That burnout is absolutely crazy. Grill falls out of the truck. I want to talk to him. You need to hit him up and find out, does he want to be on the show? One, we can do like 10 or 15 minutes with him about that burnout only because, dude, that thing, next
yeah,
level, next level.
rear end bouncing around. And then I didn't even get the full video because I didn't expect him to keep going after he left the pit. So there was still more after that that I didn't get. But he's been cool. He's been in the comments on all the platforms, chatting with people as well because people are asking questions about the truck, and
Yeah.
so
How,
it's
how did
been
it survive? What did it drive like after that?
yeah. So it's been super cool. So with the theme tonight, I think a lot of it just happens to be being at the right place at the right time to capture
Hmm.
those moments. So I'm
Yeah.
sure
And we're
we'll talk a
definitely
lot about that.
Yeah, we're going to give some tips and tricks for all these newbies that are coming into the drag and drive life. And, to do that, we need to talk to our race car friends, man. Let's be honest, right? Without race car friends, we can't do this. Guys, want to say thank you for being here. Hit the share button real quick as we jump in here into this show tonight. We've got a lot of great guests on and a lot of people that I wouldn't know if I wasn't in the drag and drive world. So appreciate them. Appreciate our sponsors that make all this possible. Summit Racing, Deechworks, Molly Motorsports, Driven Racing Oil, Howard's Cams, J-Wire Solutions, Performer Built Transmissions, who we're going to get to hang out with at Hot Rod Drag Week. I can't wait. New Media is about 15 minutes from the shop there. Car Change 3D, who I got to stay with the other night. Power Tube TV, WAF Racing, Sweet Patina, and Racing Junk Classifieds. Appreciate them. If you're looking to do some shopping, hit those folks up, see if they got something that you can use for sure. And then, you know, our title sponsor here for the show and the news and the circuit, Summit Racing Speed Legacy, began in 1968 as a one-man startup and is now the world's speed shop with 4 facilities and 200 plus catalog editions. Summit fuels your passion, saves you money, delivers fast, and offers top-notch customer service for more than 1,500 brands. Make sure to download the Summit Racing mobile app for easy access to speed parts. Find them on Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram, and on the On All Cylinders podcast for more automotive discussions like this one. From humble origins to the social media lane, Summit Racing stands by your need for speed. Find everything summitracing.com. Go there or on the app. And while you're typing stuff in there, pick you up one of the Drag Drive Repeat Summit branded merch while you're in there. They got big brim hats, they got hoodies, which we're going to need coming up. I think we're probably going to need some for Drag Week, to be honest. And
Yeah.
also shirts and stuff like that. They got more stuff in the works. I'm excited about all of that because they've had a crazy year with Drag Drive Repeat merch at events and stuff like that. It's been awesome.
Yes, it has been. The hats have been a huge hit for sure.
All right, well, let's talk about some Drag Drive Repeat updates. Why don't you tell us first about what you were doing right before the show?
Yep. So was over at Dad's house. We got the 307 dropped into his 78 Nova. It is mated to the transmission. One motor mount bolt is in. The other one doesn't line up. So that's kind of where we're at. But at least it's sitting in there right now. I was able to head here and do the show and not worry about whether something was going to fall or anything. So we just got to figure out what we got to do to get that other hole lined up. But it is in and sitting in there and looks good.
Nice. That's awesome, man. I can't wait. Your dad did a great job. That car went from inline six to a 307, right?
307. Yep.
Yep. And then, but he took that motor home and painted it and put cool valve covers on it, intake on it, and all that kind of stuff. It looks amazing. So great
Yep.
job. And,
And
great
then
job to you.
yeah, and then shout out to Alex Rops as well. I haven't even opened the box here, but I do have a Terminator X now that is going to go on the 240 to replace the old HP tuners ECU in there. It's always done some weird thing where when you start it, it does this like rev up for a little longer than I feel like it should and a little higher than it should before it falls back down to idle. So one of those things.
Yeah.
Was just talking about it in our group chat, and he's like, "Hey, I got one of those," and gave me a deal on it. So it showed up
That's
today,
awesome.
and excited to get that on the car as well. So now both vehicles will be Terminator X powered.
Dude, that's going to be great because that'll be one system to know. So any kind of tuning you can mess around with stuff, or if somebody's plugging in, it makes it easier for them too.
Yep. So then probably end up hitting Corey at Car Chains and seeing what kind of stuff he can do because I don't think he's got anything today for a 240. So we'll need a place to mount the little 3.5-inch screen somewhere.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's perfect. And man, I can't wait till the video comes out of my visit with his shop, dude. So much cool stuff. So much
I
cool.
bet.
I'm gonna edit that first thing in the morning. All right. Well, one other update here for me. The Gearheads Gearheads and Gasoline podcast dropped today or yesterday. Sorry. So if you haven't done it yet, go over there, hit them up. It's on YouTube right now for sure. And there's some clips coming out on Facebook from it. It's about an hour and a half. And I don't think they were ready for me, to be honest. We don't talk about ourselves very much on here. So I had a little bit of stuff to tell, some history stuff, but then also like kind of where the drag and drive community is going that I feel like and all that kind of stuff. And why I feel it's unmatched in any of the other dragon or any of the other automotive communities that are out there. It's freaking awesome. I love you guys. So appreciate them letting me do that. We did record that back in April, I think. So it's a little outdated on a few of the events that are, what events are you going to next? So it's a little outdated there, obviously, because if we recorded in April, I've been to like 6 events since then. So, anyways, but I appreciate them doing that. Obviously, having me on the show is a big deal. Love the opportunity to be able to introduce Drag and Drive to other people, and they have such a wide range of folks that are there, that listen to their podcast. And then, won't you lead us into this because you did this, sir?
Yeah, so one of my favorite stickers or artwork that I've done was the parking lot beers logo. So this was obviously based off of a specific type of beer, and instead of the old PBR, we've got the DDR. So
Mm-hmm.
what we've decided to do is turn this into our next T-shirt and hoodie design. So it'll be here just in time for Hot Rod Drag Week. It was unanimously requested at
Yeah.
the circuit. So pre-orders start right now. So Mike just dropped the link in the chat so you guys can head over there. We're going to run this pre-order until Thursday, August 7th, which is only a week. And
Hmm.
then that will make sure that we can get the shirts made and delivered before drag week. So that was the big deal. We're going to try to do like a quarterly t-shirt release. So obviously the one I've got on now is the race car friend shirt. So that was our last one. This is going to be our next one, and we're going to try
Hmm.
to continue to come up with different designs like this. And
Yeah. Just wait till you guys see what we got planned for the winter one.
yeah,
Mm.
yeah,
It's going to be great. I'm
yep.
excited
So
about it too.
I'm excited to get my hands on one of these because this was one of probably the first stickers that I made that was outside of our standard our logo
Hmm.
stuff. So this one was super cool, and I'm super excited to see it on a t-shirt.
Yeah, this is going to be a really, really cool one. And so the deal that is going to be running between now and next Thursday, August 7th, is free shipping, which is like a $7 gift there, plus the favorite beer. So we have the favorite restaurant shirt. Now we have the favorite parking lot beers shirt. That will be a decal that goes along with that. That is what is on the back of the shirt there in a decal for your shop. And then the Race Car Friends decal that you can't buy anywhere. So it's going to be kind of this bundled package. And the plan is, again, just like Eric said, have it before drag week. The folks that order this that are going to drag week are going to get something special. I'm just telling you that when I see you at drag week in this shirt, I'm going to have something special for you. So for all those drag week visitors and any events that are anytime, I would say early September. If I'm going to see you around there, Martin, Michigan, shout out to you guys. We'll be at 131 the second weekend of September. So, anyways, this I'm pumped, dude. This is going to be a cool ass shirt.
Yeah, I think it's going to be awesome. I love the way it looks sitting on the shirt, and the front's got the red logo. So that's going to go right along good. Red logo with the white sponsor logo. So I think it's all going to tie together very good.
Yep. It's gonna be badass. All right, man. Let's do it. Let's talk about some driven racing oil event updates.
All right. Driven racing oil is the performance engine oil that can do it all. GP1 is the ultimate oil for any race or performance application, whether you're launching hard at the drag strip and during the extreme heat of summer drag and drives, or pushing limits in top field drag boats and demo derbies. Winning racers choose GP1. Compatible with engines from classic hot rods to race machines, GP1's unique surface cling and Heising formulation ensures superior wear protection, particularly for flat tappet camshafts, while also solving issues like cylinder washout with methanol and ethanol fuels. It's crafted from the legendary Bradford, Pennsylvania base oil, then enhanced with state of the art additive packages. GP1 offers the best in protection and performance. So, drivenracingoil.com is where you can go to pick up oil or any merchandise or any other products they have. And then check them out on Facebook and Instagram at Driven Racing Oil and see what events they're going to be going to. And maybe you can swing by and pick up some of that stuff there. But while you're on the website, don't forget to use code DDR10, which will get you a 10% discount on anything on the website.
Yep. And then I know they're going to be at Michigan Miles, Sick Michigan Miles. They're going to have a team at Havlic's Fastest Streetcar Shootout reunion race, and they're going to have a team at the Corvette, some big Corvette show that same weekend.
Mm. So they're going to
Bring
be all over the place.
They are going to be all over the place. Well, first event that I want to talk about is the circuit check presentation. Now, for folks that aren't involved in the circuit, you should know we're going to have this doing this very very soon. August 10th at 1 p.m. is kind of the plan currently. That morning there is a uh, Cars Coffee and Drags summer cruise in at Tulsa Raceway Park. So meet there at about 1 o'clock. We're going to gather up and we're going to drive over to the youth services of Tulsa in downtown Tulsa. I would love to pull in with 15 or 20 hot rods. I think that would be super cool. And then we're going to present the big check. I picked the checks up yesterday. Y'all, they're 5 feet long. So it's
Yeah,
gigantic. And it should be if we raise $15,555.
that's awesome.
Yep. So that's August 10th. Why don't you tell us about this one coming up, dude? I got those out of
Yep.
order. Sorry.
King of the Open Road is going to be this weekend at Texas or Tulsa Raceway Park. So again, man, Tulsa has been killing it with events this year, and King of the Open Road has always been a pretty cool event. Jared does some really cool things with that event, and it should be a good time. But that is this weekend at Tulsa Raceway Park.
Yeah, it kicks off in 2 days, dude.
Oh
2 days.
man.
And you could not ask for better weather for those guys. It's been 100, 110 the last few days. Now it's going to be 80 this weekend.
Oh
Like
wow.
highs in
Perfect.
the mid 80s. Oh, so big drive day on Friday around around northeast Oklahoma, and then racing at Tulsa Raceway Park Saturday and Sunday both. Heads up elimination stuff at that.
Yeah. Exciting.
Yep, and then Sick Michigan Miles kicks off on August 10th as well. Same day we're doing the check presentation for the circuit. It starts at Durana Dragway, which is Milan Dragway for everybody, and then ends at the Woodward Dream Cruise. Dude, this is gonna be crazy. 1,000 miles inside the state of Michigan is nuts. We're gonna talk about Ubley here in a minute, but I can't wait for that many cars to roll into Ubley and all, just see how great of a track that is. So we'll talk about Ubley here in a little bit.
Yeah. And then the next event is the Havlic's Fastest Streetcar Shootout, which is the next event that I will be at coming up August 14th through 17th. So, man, that's only 2 weeks away.
Dude, tell me about it. Tell me about it.
So
One
this
event
is
we want to talk about real quick. Trevor Brandon talking about Miles of Mayhem was epic. Yes, it was. And I want to devote way more than time than we have tonight to Miles of Mayhem and the stories that came from that. So my plan is to talk about it on Saturday morning.
yep. So
Yeah.
Havlic's Fastest Streetcar Shootout is at Cordova. So again, August 14th through 17th, just 2 weeks away. If you guys are anywhere in the neighborhood, make sure you go check this out. So many cool cars that are going to be there. It's going to be a good time.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. The huge photo shoot they've got planned, the drone work that Dirty Panda is going to be doing, it, dude, next level stuff. And it goes from a single day to 3 days, all that. And then that next weekend, the 21st through the 24th, there are three regional Dragon Drives going on. So you've got I-57 Dragon Drive, which is like in Illinois, kind of southern Illinois. You've got
Mm-hmm.
Dragway Rush, which is in Canada, kind of up by Detroit and all that kind of stuff. And then you've got Cruise and Lose, which is at I-29 or in Kearney, Nebraska. So huge weekend for that. It's going to be absolutely insane.
Yeah, that's awesome. And then after that, the newest Dragon Drive is the Outlaw Armageddon No Prep has jumped on board and is putting
Hmm.
together a Dragon Drive as part of their event, which is going to be really cool to see because that's always been a cool event. And
Hmm.
it'll be interesting to see what they do. I see Felicia, it looks like, is being part of that. So it'll be cool to see kind of what they
Yeah.
come up with.
Yeah, that's for sure. I'm interested to see how many people that brings over from regular heads up elimination stuff into Dragon Drive for 2026.
Yeah, because we have a couple no prep Dragon Drives now, so I
Hmm.
just gives them a couple more options to get involved with Dragon Drive.
Yeah. And there'll be a ton of people surrounding that event, like a lot of fans and a lot of racers that, have street cars at home that are like, oh man, I think I could do that.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I was
So
reading a note here from Clint Taylor. Man, thank you very much for saying that. I appreciate that. He said, thank you for the hard work this past week. Amazing job. Watching your live stream and announce was out of this world. Yeah, man, the live stream was crap. Uh, so thanks for saying that. I don't know what happened to the box that I used the USB plug-in, but it made all of the grass look like water. So
no.
like, and what's crazy is it was perfect. And then I unplugged it to move it to a different port because we were moving some boxes around. And when I plugged it back in, it wouldn't do it. So I tried a ton of different new cables, new USB port, all that kind of stuff. It never worked. So, anyways, Thanks to Driven for their support with the brand here. We appreciate them doing all the stuff they do, and I can't wait to see them at Havlic's.
Yep, that's going to be pretty cool, man. 2 weeks away too.
Oh man, it's crazy. J-Wire Solutions, expert car and marine wiring solutions you can trust. J-Wire Solutions can wire and plumb your hot rod, your race car, your drag and drive car. Plus, they offer products to make your driving experience better, like the blinker module that is a must for all drag and drive cars. This module will allow your rear turn signals to continue to function while your foot's on the brake, just like your daily driver does. Universal kits do not do that. So you got to hit up J-Wire Solutions for that and tons of other products. Plus, I mean, dude, they can wire your car. Like, let's be honest. We've seen some of y'all's wiring, and we silently judge you for
That's
it. Let's talk about Heads Up Hustle real quick before we start bringing the media folks in. More racers than ever. It's freaking awesome. Um, Nearly 20 more racers on site for them, which is cool. I got to mark off a new track with Ubley Dragway, which kind of gave me like this Mocan Dragway feel. Lots of grass, which I thought was really cool. Kind of a small town feel track. You know, you're out in the country. It's closer to town than Mocan is for sure, but it just kind of gave me that feel like it's been there for a little while, and it has 1962, so 63 years it's been around, which is really cool, and owned by the same family for a very, very, very long time. So that was cool to be able
awesome.
to be there. Just wanted to say thank you so much to them for being such gracious hosts and working on the track so hard. Thank you to Mid Michigan Motorplex for being awesome again. Got to hang out with them last year. The live stream from there was better than the live stream from Ubley. I just couldn't get the stuff right. Tons of new people to drag and drive for Heads Up Hustle, which was really cool. And then the route stops I thought were really well thought out. So John Paul actually drove like 3 or 4 different roads to see which one was the best one for all the race cars. And what's funny is he was driving in like his daily driver, like whatever that is. I think it's a RAV4 or something like that. And so then when we're coming back, we're driving the same route for a lot of it in the truck with pulling the trailer. And he was like, "Man, this road kind of sucks." He's like, "Next time I think I've got to drive it in my race car." I said, "Yes,
Right.
please, please do." And then Frosty Cone, historic downtown. Dude, there was this old guy pulled down in a super, super clean 340 Barracuda, like white, weld Pro Star drag star wheels on it. Sounded great, big block in it. I mean, dude, it was awesome. I say big block, it's 340 on the side of it. I don't know what motor was in it, but that was one of the coolest route stops we had. And then, of course, the racer party at Mountain Machine just blew it up. It was Chris Ritter, you're my hero for throwing a big party like that. They had a huge car show. So we've everybody struggled with rain this year. That's a promoter for a drag and drive event, it seems like. So on um, the morning from like 10 to 2, they had a huge car show, had airplanes, had all this stuff flying in. It was this really big deal. Said they had like 150 or 200 cars. Then the rain came, all of those folks left, and then all of us pulled in. So
Nice.
went from like, I mean, there were still like probably 20 show cars there. And then after that, it kind of turned into a cruising where people were coming in and out. As they would drive by, they'd see all the cars in the field and they would pull in and hang out for a little bit. It was really cool.
That's awesome.
Yep.
We did just get our first parking lot beers order in.
What? Already?
Yep.
That's so cool.
Yep. Already. So
That is so cool. Yeah, Aaron Robertson here saying Heads Up Hustle is a great event for sure. Huge fan of it, man. It was really neat. Jump All pours a ton of time and just effort and passion into that event. So let's run through the winners here. So if you want to alternate here real quick, Unlimited, big shout out to Jeff Kirchick, one of our favorite drag and drive families, man. I talked about him all weekend. They struggled with some fans, some cooling, ended up getting it fixed. Drove in. I thought he wasn't. He was ready to throw in the towel when I saw him Saturday night. So it was pretty awesome to see him pull back in on Sunday, and then you know go up there and he went against Warren Hurt, who has a 604 cubic inch twin turbo Chevelle. Bro, it don't get no bigger. I don't know if anybody's got a bigger motor than that with twin turbos on it. It was a nitrous car for a long time. We'll talk about him here in a minute, but went up. Warren spun trying to turn it way up. Jeff went down. A to B, and took home the win for the unlimited class. Pretty awesome.
Yeah, that's super cool. Next class up, small tire, won by Jim Treadle. Second year as the quickest car. So is he going to get a bounty for 2026 on him?
Yep, I have confirmed with John Paul that he will get a bounty for 2026.
Ooh, you got a small tire, no prep. You better get out here.
Yeah, I'm telling you, because it's going to be a good deal. And Jim's been fast. Sadly, Jim left the line and spun because there was transmission fluid under his tire. About so some cleanup went on after that, but it ended up creating one of the greatest stories of Heads Up Hustle from that. So we'll talk about that in a minute. Small stick shift, Mr. Peter Sisler, Nightmare Garage taking home the win in stick shift, and we're going to talk about why he's important here momentarily.
And then NA Big Block, the one and only Paul Castiglione.
Yep. Yeah, love him. Paulie C, boy, he did burnouts all weekend. He said in a post this was his favorite drag and drive ever, and he's done 10 of them.
Yeah, I saw some of the burnout videos. They were pretty awesome.
Yep. In a small block winner, Luke Van Allen in the black fourth gen. Man, 4-inch exhaust runs all the way back through that car. I can't believe it's got to be so loud.
Then we've got Daily Driver, which was Andrew Heastand.
Oh yeah, the maroon Fairmont with the turbo small block Ford. One of the only turbo small block Fords to win stuff. Went out there and just destroyed the competition. It was freaking awesome. Hard tire, another Fairmont. This one a wagon. Mr. Jeff Martin won that class.
Then the full size truck category, which you don't see at too many events.
Mm-mm.
Shane Maley, a 3-time winner, 2-time truck winner, also getting a bounty for 2026.
Yeah, you go in there and you beat people up like that. Folks we got to bring some heat out here for sure. Hot Rod and Gasser winner, Mr. Matt Donovan in the garbage that barfed.
And then Tenno Index, Josh Burt, again, 2-time winner. In the finals, ran a 10.094 versus DJ Matthews with a 10.274. Josh Burt also getting a bounty for 2026.
Bounties for everybody. 1150 index, which I really like this class. I think this makes a lot of sense because if you don't have a roll bar, dude, this is where you're at. Kevin Ritter in the fifth gen Camaro with the Pro Charger on it beats Lachlan Kane in the G body that made all kinds of changes. We'll talk about him in just a minute as well.
And then finally, the 13.0 index, John Pranger, number one qualifier and winner. Number two was Sharon, what is that?
Bogardus.
Bogardus, number
Mm-hmm.
two, and ran 13.0 something all weekend for both of those racers.
It was crazy. It was crazy to see that going down because Sharon's a beast. She races 13.0 all the time. I don't know what classes John does, but I made a comment in the Back to the Streets post that he did it like it was his job. It was impressive, man. Changed 2 fuel pumps, on the last day to get in there. Literally pulls in from changing the fuel pump as we're going 1150 to the lanes. So, he's the next class after that. So pretty wild.
Yeah.
All right, and then let's talk about some stories. So I've got some pictures put in there. If you want to flip through those, I'll run through these. So I talked about Nightmare Garage being an important story. So Peter Sisler up there, and they drove the car to the track from Wisconsin. Not a small trip. Stick shift car, T56 twin turbos. Car was built in 2 months. Basically, they crashed the first one. This one right in behind it. So kind of exciting. They pull in here. The car is working all weekend. It's very fast, and then drove the car from Wisconsin. Pull in Sunday morning. Get ready to they're thrashing on this car to get the slave cylinder swapped out. Well, to do that, they had to pull the entire transmission. They were literally draining fluid into Ziploc bags because they didn't have time to get the transmission back together and go buy new transmission fluid for it. So they drained it all into bags. They had like all these bags set up there, got all that done, but because of the transmission line explosion of Jim Treadle's, it gave them an extra 2 hours. Dude, they pulled in, I'm telling you, like 30 seconds before their cars started running. They were like the 3rd or 4th pair down the list, and they pulled in to their spot, like, as those cars started moving. It was incredible to see the fight that they put up, just badass. I'd love to have them on the show and kinda tell some stories from that weekend because they got their butts kicked too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then, Jeff Kerchick wins unlimited, dude's a beast. It was awesome to see him hang out with them all weekend. Warren Hurt, that's not a name I recognized, but this guy did, like, the West Michigan True Street drag weekend events back in, like, 2017, 18, and 19 in this car as a nitrous car. So, I have the, contact info for the gentleman that ran all of that stuff. I can't remember. It's Howard something, Howard Kelly or something like that, that ran those events, and I'm gonna call him tomorrow and see if I can get that data. Maybe he still has it somewhere put up or something like that, so we can just continue to, add to the, historical data for Dragon Drives. I'd never even heard about that event, and Matt Donovan said he did one. Clark Rosensangle was there as his co-pilot. Said he did a few, so it was pretty cool. And that car was super nice. Brennan Darnell, big shout out to him. This is the orange Fairmont. I don't think I have a photo of it in there. Man, this car was one of my favorite cars. 13.0 index racer and got it together. Do you remember the Pontiac Safari wagon with the big like fire chicken on the hood, Firebird on the hood
Yeah.
last year? So it's his kid, and they put this Fairmont together. But they popped the hood; it's got a coyote cover on it. So they kept joking, saying it was a 5 liter coyote. So we started calling it like a single cam coyote by the end of the weekend, dude. It was great. So they made a pass. They were in the heads up setup, and they didn't have what it took to go competitively 13.0. And so he just ran it out, ran a 12.4. So that's like an 11-second streetcar coming up. Um, Lots of drop the hammer, lots of back to the street racers were here. So Michigan, huge state for Dragon Drive racers. So
Yeah.
big shout out to Michigan. A lot of folks crossing over. Lots of drop the hammer 2024 and 2025 windshield banners was super cool.
There's Brennan right there.
Oh yeah, yeah, dude. It's awesome. He's got new. We were calling him Kubota Junior by the weekend, by the end of the weekend because the car is Kubota orange. Another set of folks I think I'd like to have on the show, maybe him and Aaron and his co-pilot, and have some fun. Um, John Pranger, 2 fuel pumps in the car, and then I feel so bad. The Furcheck family. Oh my gosh. Oh, you ready for this story? I don't have
Yeah.
pictures, but we're gonna have them. I didn't even get out of the truck; it smelled so bad. Okay, 85 Camaro cruising the interstate, getting to the next route stop. They lose an axle. As they lose the axle and it pushes them onto the side of the road, the car lands on a dead deer that's been there for like 2 weeks.
No
You
way.
you can't understand the smell. Like
Oh,
oh, crazy story. That'll go down in history right there. So they had to wait forever to get a tow truck. I mean, it was like an hour, hour and a half before a tow truck could get there. So luckily somebody picked up the wife and I think they had their 2 kids with them. Picked up the wife and the 2 kids and went on, but Jeremy had to stay there and wait on that. Oh,
man.
it was gross. So they got it all fixed. We dropped off a C clip because that's what exited the chat, and so we dropped the C clip back off to them, and tow truck came and got it. They fixed it. They were there on Sunday morning for racing. It's pretty cool.
That's awesome.
Yep. And then I was talking about Lachlan Kane earlier. So I walk up to those guys, that car, and I say, man, the car looks way different this year. It's same color. It's black 2024. It's black 2025. And I go, man, making notes for the announcing. I said, what have you guys updated this year? And he goes, man, just a few things. I was like, oh, cool. Like what? He goes, oh, we put a T56 in it. I was like, oh, that's awesome. He goes, yeah. And, we boxed the frame. Cool. He's like, so we pulled the body off. Oh, okay. New exhaust. Oh, okay. All right. Full exhaust now. Awesome. Um, he goes, yeah. Oh, and we painted the whole car. I'm like, dude, it's not just a few things. It's like a whole bunch of shit. So
Right.
it was pretty awesome. And
That's
then that
cool.
car that car performed all weekend. It was great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, cool stuff about all that, but I know we got to get on to our media stuff, but give
Yes.
us a quick kind of overview on your experience because
Oh,
I haven't heard anything from you about how your time went.
it was amazing, to be honest with you. I really enjoyed the announcing side of it. It was a ton of fun. As we went through the eliminations, that was cool to be able because it gave a whole different hype to it. It was really, I don't know. I say it all the time. I view Adam Dory as like the gold standard in announcing, right? Him, just because I like that guy, top of my list, and then Derek Putnam. I try. There's a lot of story that goes into what those guys are telling, right? So that
Mhm.
was my main thing was how do I tell a great story about each car. Well, to tell a great story about each car, you gotta go talk to everybody. So
Right.
that was one thing that I really tried to do the entire time was be out, getting parts and pieces. What have you done? What have you had any struggles? Did you overcome anything? All that kind of stuff. So it was a blast, man. It actually made me want to start maybe hitting some tracks up and telling them, hey, or some promoters, like I would like to try my hand at some other stuff. Like to try my hand at some things. So I'm probably next time I'm at Tulsa Raceway Park, I'm going to jump on the mic for a little bit and just test it out. The struggle I feel like for a real announcer is the stories because
Mhm.
calling the numbers is easy, right? Oh, that's a Camaro and they finished first. That's not the kind of announcing I want to do. I want to know the stories. I want to know why it's important for those folks to be out here and all that kind of stuff. So I want to do that. So if anybody's listening, promoters or tracks are out there, hey, listen, hit me up. I'd like to do something. I think it'd be kind of fun. So
Awesome.
everybody in
Well,
here saying kind words. I appreciate you guys.
yeah, I figured we couldn't kick off Media Mania without at least hearing your story for sure.
Yep. Appreciate that for sure. It was humbling, man. It was really cool for, to do that and then have everybody be supportive of it. I know there were a few times I kind of was a dumbass and got dumbassed up there, but dude, after 3 days, man, I don't know how those guys do it all week.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yep. All right.
Derek says
Thank,
sometimes
thank
the stories can be hard to relay, just interesting facts are good too.
Yep, and that's kind of the goal. I wanted to be able to tell a little bit of everything and not just fill the time with, hey, they're doing a burnout, hey, they're do this. Because with the live stream on Sunday, I had one camera, and the spot I was standing, you couldn't see the track and the burnout box. So I kind of that gave me some time to really talk to people on the live stream, which made me tell more stories and stuff like that. So, anyways, appreciate you guys.
Awesome.
Yep. Well, let's do some Molly Motorsport stuff, man. Start
All
bringing
right.
more media folks in.
Yeah, let's do it. Racers and high performance enthusiasts, are you ready to start your next engine build? If so, there is no better time than right now to go check out Molly Motorsports all in one Power Pack piston kits. With over 1,200 applications, these kits come complete with pistons, rings, wrist pins, and the clips, all designed to work together. Molly Motorsports Power Pack piston kits take out all of the guesswork. You don't have to determine if a piston will need this ring to work with a certain cylinder size. Molly Motorsports did all that engineering so you can get to the part that matters, which is building a power plant that leads you to victory lane. Visit mollymotorsports.com for more details. And for our podcast listeners, Molly is spelled Mahle.
Yes. Perfect. All right. So here's kind of the plan for folks that are just jumping in here listening. It's Media Mania tonight. So we're going to there are several media folks backstage right now. So what we're going to do during this segment of the show is bring them in individually, but keep adding, right? So we're going to add to this panel. Essentially, what we're wanting to do tonight is hear who they are, hear why they like Drag and Drive, hear why they keep coming back, and then some tips and tricks there in the end to talk about all of that stuff right here. So, welcome to Media Mania of Drag Drive Repeat, episode 116. First up, we're going to bring in Daniel Johansson. Is that how you say it?
Yeah,
Johansson?
that's correct.
Yeah. DJ Photo over there. And it's like 2 a.m. for him. So I want to say thank you for staying up
Yeah,
late to
it's
hang
almost
out with
3 a.m. Right now. So
Yep. So you have some pretty neat experience that some other folks don't have by actually hitting stuff overseas. You've done Street Week Sweden. You have like a whole different view on that. And then here you've been to Sick Week. Have you been to three Sick Weeks?
yeah, I didn't go to the first one, but the rest of them I've been to, all of them. First Drag and Drive event I was at was actually Drag Week in 2019, I think.
That's
I've heard about it, read about it, saw about it a long time ago, and said that's a bucket list thing. And then Stefan Gustafsson, that is a good friend of mine, he shipped his car over. I didn't go the first year they were over, but I followed him the next year after, and since then I've been coming coming with him.
that's
So
awesome.
that,
Well,
that's that's my drag and drive experience so far.
right, a lot
Oh
of
yeah,
it there. So tell us company name, and then we'll get on to some other folks and where they can
I
find
actually don't have a company. This is
you.
just me, private person, doing what I love. Um, Spending money on a hobby, pretty much. So
Yeah.
yeah,
That's awesome. But they can find you on DJ Photo on
yeah,
Facebook, right? Yep.
oh, yeah.
Perfect.
I
And
put
then,
most of my pictures up there.
yeah,
It's not just car related stuff and drag and drive related stuff. It's whatever I like shooting. So at that moment, right
that's
now it's a lot of car cruisings going on around Sweden. So on Saturday I will be all day. I will be in the city, taking pictures of old cars running up and down the main street.
that's
Sweet.
awesome. All right. Well, let's get our next guest up here, Mr. Jesse Fox, 3G Video. Hold on just a second, buddy. There we go. This is
Thanks.
going to be a shuffle as we go through here tonight, like making sure I got all the right layouts put together. Dude, tell us who you are, what you got going on, man, because you're in a cool spot.
Yeah, so my name's Jesse Fox. I'm with 3G Video, YouTube channel, photography business, and such. I travel along and do a lot of drag and drive events throughout the years. Try to do as many as I possibly can. I'm actually on the road in between a couple of those events right now. Just left Miles of Mayhem up in Canada, up in Alberta, Canada, and I'm on my way to Tulsa to start King of the Open Road on Friday. So yeah, we're out here doing the thing, enjoying the life, living on the road.
That's a
Yeah, you're,
drive right there.
dude.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, yeah, definitely telling you your life on the road is kind of cool, and I can't wait to talk about that a little bit because you're probably the most mobile guy that we have in this mix.
I mean, this is my home, so it works out pretty good, right?
You told me you don't like for me to say that you live in your car.
I do about 8 months a year, eight, nine
Yeah,
months. So
yeah.
it's
Home on the road, I think is
yeah, there we go.
what we'll say. Yeah, yeah. Benny the Volvo is man. I've spent a little bit of time in there, but not enough. I'll tell you that much.
Well, it's an experience, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, especially now with the V8. All right,
Oh
let's
yeah.
uh let's bring in Mr. Chris Story next because one of my favorite folks, one of my favorite stories of all photographers and all that kind of fun stuff. Dude, people won't remember this because they're new around here, but you and I have had this conversation for a long time.
Been a minute.
Yeah, you're one of the first guests on the Narcoleptic Customs podcast talking about, if you guys don't know it, Chris quit his job way back then to do race week, and then it spiraled from there. Man, you had a great time and just kept doing it, and now look at you.
Retired. I'm just kidding.
He actually went on Mega Week and raced instead of
Yeah,
took photos.
it was really. I mean, that is the ultimate goal, isn't it? So to do that is a huge checklist off my bucket list, or check off my bucket list.
I can only imagine, dude. That's pretty freaking cool for you to be able to do that.
It was, I mean, it was a great time. It was everything I expected it to be and more.
So you're retired now. You're a drag and drive racer, not necessarily a drag and drive photographer anymore.
Fully retired. I gave all my contacts to Jesse. It is what it is, you know? I don't know what to tell you.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, let's bring up. Tell everybody where they can find you. Where's
Oh,
all
Chris
your?
Story photo on everything but Facebook. Facebook is just Chris Story. It's my personal account.
Yeah,
Used it forever. Ended up being more of a business than a personal. So
yeah, nothing wrong with that. Well, let's bring in Mr. Gary Cummins here of That Track Channel.
Hey,
Another that
how's it going?
that is. Oh man, it's amazing. You're all over the place too. You and Jesse Fox cross paths, I think, quite a bit across the country.
Yeah, absolutely. I, as well, just with Jesse, got to hang out with Jesse for a week there at Miles of Mayhem up in Alberta, Canada. I'm from Canada myself too, so I don't have as much traveling to do as Jesse on that one, even though it's still like 14 hours for me. But yeah, just getting all out, going all over the place as much as I can.
Right. And then everybody, I mean, they probably already know who you are. That track channel is a big deal. If you guys don't know, in the YouTube and Facebook world, Gary is one of the hardest working dudes out there and is at a lot of big, like big heads up elimination style races.
Yeah, definitely do a lot of heads up elimination. I try to cover as much as I can. I just anything with 4 tires and an engine, I'm just gets me excited. So whether it's pro mod racing, heads up elimination, drag and drive, whatever it is, I'm usually down to cover it. Heck, I was at a demolition derby the other week.
That's awesome. Wow. All right. Well, cool. Well, guys, That Track channel on everything that he just listed there. Find it everywhere.
Yeah.
Next up, I want to bring on this young man that I feel like I don't even want to talk good about him I want to talk good while he's backstage because I don't want to embarrass him. This young man has been a hard working young man the entire time we've known him. The circuit, the streetcar shootout stuff. When we first met him, he was young, like 12 or 13 years old, out there just running around, getting photos. And every year, I feel like he hasn't just progressed; he's gotten way better each time. It's not just like this 25 or 30%; it's like 200 or 300% better each year. And one of the only folks that we sponsor, outside of like we typically try and get sponsors, but we actually sponsor Mr. Johnny Allen here with Johnny Allen Media. Love you, dude. It's so cool that you're on here tonight, and I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yep.
How's it going?
Well, man, it's great. Tell everybody where they can find you, what you and kind of like how long you've been shooting.
You can just find me Johnny Allen on Facebook, Johnny Allen Media on everything else. I think 3 pushing maybe 4 years for shooting now, at least drag racing.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, we appreciate you coming on tonight. It's going to be a good one because we're going to have a lot of folks that like have some serious experience, and then you've probably been shooting as long as some of the folks that are on here, so it's going to be great. Up next, Mr. Tim Gorley, my road dude for Drag Week. Are you ready for this, buddy?
Dude, that is photo bucket list checked off right there. I am stoked for it.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome. So, same question to you, man. Who are you, and where can people find you?
Go Fast Photography. You can find me on Facebook as Go Fast Photography. On Instagram, I'm Go Fast Photos. And then everywhere else is just personal accounts, which is my name, Timothy Gorley. So,
yeah, pretty fun. You and I have hung out quite a bit the last few weeks here, and I got to see you at Blacktop Sunday, which is like a Cars and Coffee here in town, which was a surprise. And that's kind of, yeah, dude, you're all over the place.
oh yeah, anything that's got wheels and a motor, I'll take pictures of it. Drag, drift, car shows, pretty much anything.
Nice. All right. Up next is Mr. Chris Legg of Hard Target. And as we bring him on, I just want to, James, I've got your on deck. Whenever you want to, you just give me a thumbs up. So we'll bring Chris in, then you. All right, Mr. Chris Legg, Hard Target Images, the official photographer of Heads Up Hustle, and one of the hardest working dudes out there as well.
Can't put it all on me.
Well, no, your wife's pretty awesome. Your wife's pretty awesome. She probably took as many or more. Well, she probably took more photos than you did. Let's be honest.
He always does.
Yeah, she kicked butt, and you guys put out a ton of good content. I can't wait to see all the photos that come from that. And one thing that you guys did that was really cool that I thought John Paul Franks pulled off really well is you guys are offering photos to the folks that raced as well.
Yes.
Yeah, that's pretty neat. So I'm excited about that. So hard target images on everything?
Yep.
Facebook, Instagram.
Facebook, Instagram. That's all we have.
Yep, and then of course the website, I'm sure.
Nope, don't have one.
No, well, there you go. Hey, so if you want to buy some photos, hit him up on Facebook. You'll be able to see them there. All right, and we've never had 10 people on here, so I don't know what this is going to do, but let's bring in James from High Speed Media. The oh nope, he said he's frozen it. We'll let him come back on there. You guys are awesome. I want to talk just real quick before we start moving to the next segment. But when you started this, you started taking photos and stuff like that. Did you ever envision like that you would be doing it for money?
Who you starting
No,
with?
no, not at all. Sorry, it's confused on who should start.
Yeah, yeah. We'll get into a rhythm as we go along. With this many people on it, it's going to be kind of interesting to see how this works out.
Let's go down the line.
Yeah. All right, we got James back. Let's let him get in here and tell us what's going on, dude. If everybody doesn't know, James Shower, High Speed Media. Yep. Oh, no, I got you. There you go.
There we go.
The official social media of Rocky Mountain Race Week.
Yep, love it, man. It's been awesome being a big part of that event and just hanging out with everybody and creating content. So,
Yeah.
we absolutely love being able to be behind them and partnering with them on that stuff.
Well, and one thing, there was a really cool day. Who's your guy that works with you?
Elias?
Elias, yes. He was
Yep.
standing there talking, and you guys, I mean, I was eavesdropping, of course, and you were talking about how many posts you had made that day. And it was like 14 or 15 posts that you guys had made that day.
High speed media, man. That's what we're about, is, getting out fast, creating it fast, and getting out for everybody to enjoy online. So
It was crazy. I loved it, dude. It was awesome to see the amount of work, and I can't wait till we can talk a little bit about how y'all did that. Like that's a hard work list there to just have everybody stay on point.
yeah, it's a lot. Yeah, but we balance it well, and for Mega Week it was a whole nother level because we had to have two whole crews, so we pretty much pretended like two full events were going on, and that's what we went with.
Right
We
now,
should have did that.
yeah, next time we will, I promise. You are a little different than some of the folks on here. So a lot of folks on here are, solopreneurs. They're dudes that do it themselves. You physically built a business that's around this, right? You do more than
Absolutely.
obviously photograph and stuff. So you going in, I asked the question a minute ago, did you think you would be here? But you had this planned from the beginning.
Yeah, that was the vision, man. Like I knew through growing my stuff and helping other companies work on their social media that like a company can totally have multiple people working on their social media. It's big enough that it could drive as long as the business is big enough to handle it. And I wanted to build that internally for many people and many companies, and that's pretty much what we did. I don't see myself as necessarily a photographer, although I get better every day, a videographer, although I try to get better every day. It's I understand it from a content aspect. I've created my own YouTube channel and done that stuff, so I try to bring that to the companies and try to handle that side of it for them, utilizing hopefully people on our team to do that. And it's worked well. Like, we're providing a service. We are very much a service-based business, but I understand how hard it is for like photographers to just be a photographer, man. It's hard to sell photos, or half the time when you're editing, and you should be shooting photos. When you're shooting photos, you're editing, and then a team of people kind of helps blend that. But we got to offer a lot of service on the backside of that too. So I just kind of went at it a little bit different way. But I also love that, like, we're kind of the home for those people that have a passion to make content or shoot photos or video, but it's hard to make it just on your own doing that thing. So we kind of created a home for those people to like make a living doing what they love, which is super awesome.
Yeah, that's really cool. And I saw Richard Brewer in here, Dirty Panda, making comments earlier. He was out there running some of the stuff with you guys, starting line camera, doing some drone work and things like that. So is, man, it's really cool what you've done with High Speed Media.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that.
All right. Well, let's do a quick ad read, and then we'll jump into kind of the second half of the show, which is where we're going to get nitty gritty with all of this stuff. So let me find all this. You guys, I'm not used to this many people being on here and this much stuff. So hang tight. Let me run through this real quick. Guys, just want to say thanks again for being our race car friends. Thank you for being here. Hit the share button. The next hour of content here is going to be very, very good. I promise. It's going to be next level type stuff. You're going to want to stick around for this. And thank you so much to our sponsors for being here and being a part of all this. Summit Racing, Deechworks, Molly Motorsports, Driven Racing Oil, Howard's Camp, J-Wire Solutions, Performer Built Transmissions, Car Change 3D, WAF Racing, PowerTube TV, Sweet Patina, and Racing Junk Classifieds. And the gentleman's agreement is simply this. We love this. We do this for fun, but also because it's our passion. Please hit the follow and subscribe button wherever you're watching this at. That's the gentleman's agreement. We're going to keep doing this. You do that. We can't verify you do that. So that, it's kind of like the you do that part, we'll do this part, and we'll go from there. And then Deechworks. Remember, Deechworks is the leading manufacturer of high-performance fuel system components. The DW product line includes fuel injectors, pumps, modules, fuel rails, regulators, lines, filter, everything you need to support up to 2,200 horsepower. Spend less time installing and more time at the track. Fueling your build just got easier with newly added Deechworks performance module applications. These modules feature our fuel pumps pre-installed in the OE assembly with upgraded E85 compatible filters for a true drop-in solution. You get code DDR10 for 10% off all the stuff, and this is kind of what that looks like. All the modules there. So make it super easy to do all of that. Okay, enough of that stuff. Let's talk about real deal. The question of the week is why drag and drive? Why? And so it's probably easier if we just go like in rotation this way and then work our way down. So why drag and drive for you guys?
I mean, my friend started driving, shipping in the car over from Sweden. I followed him, and that's how I got to see the drag and drive world. I read about Drag Week for ages before I went over first time, and I mean, it just stuck. It's like a family. All the different types of cars, the struggle everyone has. I mean, no day is the same. So I mean, that's why I love it.
Yeah, I agree, Jesse.
Well, I get very bored very quickly, so having a sport that keeps me very entertained, and we get to be at the racing, and then hop out on the road, try to just constantly get new content material, and that helps a lot, and I really enjoy that. But getting into it, it was just growing up watching Drag Week on the live stream and watching that stuff, just thinking that it was the coolest thing. These guys have race cars that they can actually drive and use their car. Because whenever I first got into drag racing, it was like, okay, cool, we get to drive this car like maybe a total of 5 minutes in the entire year because you're pushing it around everywhere, and like that's just boring. So getting to actually drive your car and getting to enjoy it, I just fell in love with that, and getting to see a sport that's all around that. I just yeah, and then I stuck around because I love it.
That's awesome, Tim.
Yeah, I mean, I same way. Grew up watching Drag Week. Thought that was the coolest thing ever. Those guys, pushing these cars to the absolute limits and then driving them down the street. Like Tom Bailey with his Pro Mod Camaro, and then cruising it down the street. I'm like, that's the coolest thing ever. But really, like the racing is cool, but the family aspect of it, like these people that I've met through Drag and Drive have now became friends, and they're more like family now. And that's the big part for me for Drag and Drive.
Johnny, what about you, buddy?
Because
you were doing it before you could drive.
Yes, I was, and I feel like that's kind of like also the harder part because I mean, some of you guys can actually like drive 2 different tracks, but until like this year, I had to find a ride or, find time on the schedule to go see it. But especially like the circuit was probably one of the first big events that I really liked that came through MoCan. And then just like that, I was hooked. And then the next year, I did the full trip. Community. It's not just like, unloading your car off the trailer, throw a tune in it, go down the track, but you also have to compete on and off the racetrack, which I'm a big fan of that. And it doesn't just end with the racing that day. I mean, you got to drive. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I'd say that's my favorite for sure.
Right. Gary?
Well, some of you guys may or may not know this, but my channel is only a few years old. So 3 years ago, a bunch of the local homies were going to Miles of Mayhem for the first time. I didn't even know what a drag and drive was. And they were like, oh, you should come with us and come film it. And like, my channel was just starting. So I went, and like, so shout out to like some of my local homies, Sean Jones, James Dick, people like that, that were going to Miles of Mayhem that convinced me to come. And I went and I was like, this is literally absolute mayhem. These guys are nuts. Like watching people like just break stuff on the side of the road and changing stuff, but then like all the camaraderie that came with it and like this big whole family movement that came with it of like racers helping racers. And like, man, I watched some really, really cool stuff. I watched a battle the first time I ever went to Miles of Mayhem where number 1 and number 2 were battling it out. And number 2 had broke, but number 1 had offered parts from his car to fix number 2's car because they wanted to race and like have a nice clean finish. They didn't want to win by default. And I was like, man, I've never seen anything like this ever anywhere. So I just kind of got hooked on like the whole community behind drag and drive, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I agree completely. And I think that's one of the biggest reasons I like it is because that dude that is in first place is willing to give that part from his car so that guy in second place can go out and make his best pass that he can.
Yeah. Shout out to Lane Olenberg. That's who it was.
Yeah. Chris?
Oh, what got me into it was definitely watching like the 1320 coverage. Like was in high school when I caught wind of it, and just man, the race week coverage, the drag week coverage, I was like, this is the coolest way you can drag race a car, I think. And then, what kept me there or kept me in the drag and drive scene for so long was the that very first race week, man. Like everybody, like I tried to keep the whole like I quit my job to be here thing very low key. And somehow, imagine that word spread like wildfire. And now I have hundreds of basically new family. And that's really what kept me on the drag and drive part. Just the people, the extended family.
Chris, what about you, Chris Legg?
We did our first one in 2021 Outride Drag Week. We only went from Martin to the first stop. And basically, like everybody's saying, everybody is together. They're the camaraderie. And we enjoy it a lot more than just going to a one-day race. So that's what's got us into it. Plus, I like street cars. My younger days, we did a lot of cruising and street racing. So
yeah,
I like cars that are able to do a little more than just go down the track.
Right. Get out and about and enjoy them.
Yep.
All right, James.
There we go. I've been muting myself, been moving around back at the office finally. So yeah, I mean, drag drive for me, it's because street car, because they're the coolest cars on the planet, bar none. Like, I mean, all you got to do is go hang out with a couple 1,000 horsepower car rolling down the highway, pulling a trailer behind it, and not think that that's one of the coolest things ever. Like, that's it for me. And having my own car and wanting to do drag drives, we've done it in the Mazda. Just going out, you got Doug Klein, Joe Barry, these people that Larry Larson, that like early on in race week history, you'd go out and like see these cars and be around them and watch them make a pass. Then you try to tell people and explain to them, like, that car drives down the road, and they're like, what? Like, that's not street legal. And you're like, well, they drove it more this weekend than you did, type of a thing, right? And that's just one of the coolest things. And knowing how hard these guys work or how much effort, like, go build a 2,000 horsepower car that can live 7 days on one of these deals. And it's, you got to know what you're doing, or you got to have, you got to be dumb enough to work on that thing the whole week to just beat your to push through. So that's it for me, man. And then just wanting to do it myself. Hopefully I didn't freeze up there, but it looks like we're glitching a little bit. But yeah, just overall, the people, the family, the coolest people on the planet. Like, I think that everybody says, like, humanity sucks. Like, there's no more humanity or whatever. Like, go on one of these events, and when everybody's willing to take their shirt off their back. One of my first times doing a drag and drive event, I was like, I built this car. It'll be easy. We'll help everybody else out. After the first checkpoint, lost brakes, had 11 people helping us. Like, it's the coolest thing ever. Like, it's the best group of people. Fast car, slow car, doesn't matter. Bring your daily driver, go do one of these things. And if you're not hooked and thinking it's one of the coolest things ever, then you're probably hanging out with the wrong people. But yeah, that's it for me. I just love this stuff.
Yeah. Jonathan Stonecipher says you're a forever or never guy. You're either going to love it and not ever want to do anything else, or you're never coming back.
For sure.
And I think the never folks is about
Absolutely.
this way, about 1%.
Yeah, we're just we're a special kind, I guess, whether that's good or bad.
That's awesome. All right, next question here. It's kind of a two-parter. How long have you been doing media, and what was your first event to either film or photograph? We'll start back there with Daniel again.
I've probably lived with the camera in my hands since I was a child. So, I mean, I've always taken pictures, good or bad. But ever since Canon came out with their first digital DSLR camera, I've been hooked on that. I mean, I think that was maybe 20 years ago or something like that.
Wow.
And me and a couple of friends started a media agency selling pictures to the medias here in Sweden and all around the world. So I've done the money part of it, not directly car related, but everything else, everything else you can think of. So I mean, we stopped that for a while, or a couple of years ago, because I mean the media business here in Sweden on this side is not as nice as I would like it to be, and it's a very pressured business. I would say so. We don't have it like you have.
What was your first automotive event that you photographed?
One of the first ones I did was actually they built a new drag racing track here in Sweden, like 10 years ago or something like that. And I had friends running there, and I mean, we have two real tracks. All other tracks are old airfields. So we have two purpose-built drag racing arenas, and this was the newest one. So I got a media pass there, and I kept doing that for a couple of years. And I mean, everything from I mean Top Fuel and down, they ran over there. So
that's cool.
That was cool.
Jesse?
And I've been doing a lot of street race photography also. So.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, you got some photos. Stockholm Open coming up, right?
Yeah.
Mm.
It will be soon. Can't tell you when and where. But yeah.
Yeah, that comes out afterwards.
Oh yeah. But those who have followed it, they know when and where anyway.
Awesome. All right, Jesse.
Can you guys hear me? Because I can't hear very well.
I was gonna say you got something jacked up with your mic.
Yeah,
sounds like you're an alien.
I can't hear you.
You may jump out and come back in.
Bye, Jesse. See you later, nerd.
That's what you get for taking a photo of me eating.
Well,
see, there you go.
I think he was. I think he got a phone call because it went black for a second. That's usually the phone call. Hey man, I'm watching you on TV. What? Don't call me, Johnny. Fill us in, buddy.
Like I said, I'm pretty sure 2022 was my first year with motorsports. And my first event, which kind of definitely hooked me, was Funny Car Chaos that came through Mocan. And I didn't even have like a media pass, or I wasn't allowed by the law at the time because I was so young. But just kind of standing in the corner near the stands and feeling the rumble and all that, oh, I was 100% hooked.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
I mean,
cool.
if you're telling me you don't stand beside one of those and you're not hooked after them, I don't know.
Yeah, you're lying. That's for sure.
There's no better feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What a cool event to have such access to, you know. That's for it to be so close, and you know, you don't live far from Okan, so that helps. But man, like to be out there and just be in the middle of all that, that's super cool. What do your friends at school think?
I mean, there's a lot of guys that actually go either to Mocan or like race with their parents, but I mean, it's nothing
Awesome.
they haven't heard of. I mean, Mocan gets pretty big around the
Yeah.
Labor Day and Memorial Day weekend stuff. So
Yeah, that's awesome.
All
Gary?
right, Gary.
I don't really know how you want me to answer this, but like if you were to go back on my channel far enough, like my channel was originally started like 8 or 9 years ago, but it was only ever used to like upload like hot lap footage. Like I was a time attack racer for a long time, so like my YouTube channel used to always post like hot lapping stuff and whatever. But anyways, when I would say from the point of like my first major event that I ever filmed was TX2K23. So I remember I had submitted for a media pass because I'd like always been infatuated with like TX2K, just watching it from like 1320 and stuff back in the days, and like always wanting to go to TX2K. Like that was like the big highlight for me to go to. And when I submitted a media pass, I had like, I don't know, like 1,000 subscribers or something like that. And they asked back for like start line footage, this, that. And like, luckily I had done some stuff at like our local track, like at the local cash days and stuff. So I had some footage I could submit and they accepted it. And that was like, from there, the rest is kind of history, really.
Yeah, that's cool.
Awesome.
Dude, talk about a crazy one to be your first, like where you would do that. Man, that's, and plus the investment to get, like, how far of a drive is that for you?
20 hours.
God, dude.
Golly.
Yeah, I just did 12 and a half and
Right.
hated life. I can't imagine 20.
Man, I'm a
me and
good
Tim
12
on one
hours
did
just to
that
get anywhere.
Man, that's nuts. Wow.
Chris.
Good old Canada for you. The hat. The first event I ever took photos at was I think it was No Prep Kings in Oklahoma City, but the first one I did in like any sort of official capacity was race week, I think race week 20, the first race week 20, so whichever year that was. Would have been the very first one that I
So 20.
20. Yeah. So under any sort of official capacity, like where I asked for a media pass and got one and did actual event coverage other than just taking a few photos here or there, would have been race week 2020.
Dude, think about how much that kicked off like that. That's what started my drag and drive stuff too. And I was just a racer then. I wasn't media then, but
Yeah. Race week 2020 was a big one for a lot of us lower states guys because we all wanted to go up, but Colorado's so far. There's a bunch of factors that go into that. So for them to bring it down here was amazing.
it's huge.
Yeah. All right, Tim.
I think I started shooting pictures in, I think it was either '08 or '09. Just at the local track, I worked the burnout box at Mocan, a local drag strip, and just kind of shot pictures of cool cars. But the first, I would say, big event that I actually, like looked for media passes for would have been Fall Brawl, which was a heads up. What was a heads up race in Holly Springs, Mississippi, and that was 2000. I want to say 2011 or 2012.
Wow.
That was a while ago.
Yeah, it's
That's
been a
a
bit.
That was a hot minute ago. That was so like the heads up drag radio stuff was what I followed for a lot of years. So that was like my big thing. But drag and drive was always cool. to see, those same level of horsepower of cars driving down the street towing a trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Chris, Lig.
Let's see. Unofficially, first event I shot, I was thrown a camera by some friend of mine that Mike knows, Ellen and Damien.
Yeah.
They threw a camera in my hand at a track. It was Ohio prize fight. And from there, I was kind of stuck on it, I guess. The first one that I got my first media pass for was Derek Putnam's 352 shootout.
Oh, sweet.
So and after that, it was just up the ladder.
Yeah.
That's cool. All right. James. Oh, hold on. You're muted.
Unbelievable. See, freaking media guy. Don't even know what he's doing here. I'm over here scrolling back in Facebook, like trying to figure out like dates and stuff on half of this thing. So I mean, mine's a little different. So like, I've never really thought like officially being media type of a thing. Mine comes more from starting Build Tune Race and doing the whole like content creator side of thing, and then getting, I was just looking, I like did like a photo album at PRI in probably 2017 or 18. I made my first like Facebook page for my Camaro in 2015. And there's in moments in there you can see where I was trying to be a photographer, if you will, where I was trying to take nice photos and edit them and post them and maybe put a watermark on there because doing all of our best 1320 impressions because they were just crushing it and so far ahead of everybody at the time of creating content, right, and putting it out there, and dreaming of having your car on with a 1320 watermark. And I hope people that dream of having a high-speed media watermark on their photos or love having it or go to an event to hopefully have that. I know Chris has had that. We all hope to have that type of thing. So yeah, definitely a little different for me, but like then submitting media. I mean, I helped Matt like create the original Rocky Mountain Race Week like Facebook page. So it's always came from, and then I wasn't a part of it. Now we're a big part of it. So it's super cool. But from media, it's 2017 when I think I started taking photos and videos seriously. I guess you could say I've always had a interest in it, but never from like a super heavy standpoint. But as far as media passes and all that, it's pretty cool because now we can go just it's kind of like the ladder thing. You just carry a ladder, like just carry a camera with you, and everybody will think you know what they're doing, and you just act like you know what you're doing, right? So we've been to like, even it's not automotive, but probably like getting media passes for as far as like even CES, but being able to use automotive content to submit and show this is our event coverage and what we can do to then give us access to pretty much media passes anywhere we want to go and do is probably one of the coolest things. So I know that's not as structured of an answer as what maybe we were trying to shoot for, but it's my side of it's just creating and posting media, and I think it's just constantly gotten hopefully better over the years. And then like having a photographer on staff has pushed me to try to match his level of quality because we didn't want group A and group B in this last mega week to have like exponentially better photos for one group over the other. So he pushed me to be better and helped me be better, and that's been really cool. And I think we've all been through that, right? You're just all, even to this day, we're all just trying to be better than the last time we went out and created content. So but yeah, I look back and I can see like photos of Rocky Mountain Race Week 2018 when I like went out there and like shot some photos and stuff. And I just knew Matt and I just walked out there with maybe a phone or a camera and just started shooting stuff, and here we are. So pretty crazy.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yep. And I want to bring Jesse back in there.
Yeah,
He's back.
Sorry.
Welcome back.
Okay, so what was the actual original question?
How long have you been doing media, and what was your first event to either film or photograph?
Oh, well, I started filming in 2018 for YouTube. I guess my first event was 2019 Power Tour. If you go way back, yeah, and then did 21 Power Tour, and that was, I wasn't doing, I was just filming video, and then started in taking some photos at Power Tour in 21, just for fun. Just started taking some. I had been on a trip and with my parents earlier and that year, and realized that I really liked taking photos. And then for the next, or I went to Drag Week in 21 as my first media pass that I ever got. I just kind of walked up to the booth thing, or I talked to one of the photographers that I met at Power Tour. Walked up to him and started talking to him, and he's like, "Yeah, just go over there and see if you can get one." And I went over there, and they gave me a media pass for Drag Week.
That's
and
awesome.
then I just started taking photos. I didn't actually start selling photos as like a business until 22 at Drag Week. So I went that whole next year just going to events, filming, and just kind of learning the trade a little bit, getting a little bit better. And I mean, I don't know that I had necessarily made it. I don't know that I don't know that I have made it at all by any means, but it's, you're always trying to get better. And I really enjoyed getting to start there and then figuring out the means that you can actually make a little bit to hopefully pay for the trips and be able to go out and do what we love.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's a hard lesson. Like, that's probably a good topic there too. If we want to dive off into selling photos and how hard that is. So, because we're leaning on that a little bit now, so we've set up a Pixie Set site for folks that weren't on here last week, and I think it's probably going to be honest, make it easier for Eric to sell these photos. But now it's a matter of promotion to drive people to there instead of through your Facebook albums.
Yeah.
So one more step of hard,
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah, selling photos it's a task. There's really no easy way to do it. For me, I never really actually was like able to sell photos. I ended up having to sell my time, if that makes more sense. So like selling my designated time to focus on your trip versus total event coverage was how I was able to make it as long as I did.
Yeah, that's a great way to word that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because for a good while you offered packages, and that's kind of a way a lot of folks do this. And man, I'll tell you, from the aspect of someone racing, it's so hard to get good photos. I can't tell you how many times I'm going in to do like a piece of art, and Eric will tell you this too. If we don't have the photo, or a good photographer doesn't have the photo that we can use, dude, good luck using somebody's Facebook page to get a photo of a car you can use on a flyer. The front bumper's cut off, the trailer's cut off halfway. Like, it's brutal. It's brutal. All right, so this will be, I think we probably know the answer to this, but do you guys do you do more photography or videography? What's your go-to?
I pretty much only do photography, very little videography. Maybe just some shots here and there to show a little bit of where I am and what I'm doing and a little bit of that. I really hate editing, so video is not for me.
Yeah, lots more edits on video for sure.
Absolutely.
I'd rather send that to
so like from our standpoint, are we going in order, or are we just kind of spitballing it?
I think we can spitball this one. This is kind of out of left field.
Yeah. So I'll come on to this one because and a little bit into Chris's thing. I think these go hand in hand, right? Like if you're struggling to just sell enough photos, then maybe you try offering some video stuff. But if you can't get somebody to pay for your video, then maybe you can try to figure out. You got to get creative, right? I come from service based, so like event coverage is Chris is 100% right. Like it is so hard to sell a photo. Now photo packages is a little bit more towards the service side of things. And then if you can get somebody with a good budget and you are their person for the week, that might be the best. But you're needle in a haystack to find somebody with enough budget to cover that or the whole event for you. So I think that's where. How much are you doing it for the love of it, and how much are you trying to make a living doing it? And then you got to get real creative on on the other side, unless you're the upper tier 001% of photographers that can charge a crazy amount of money for either being on site for a day or for unedited photo. For our business, we go out and shoot stuff and we batch content to then utilize it on social media. And clients may want that, right? You just give them a bunch of raw content at the end of it. Maybe they use it, maybe they won't use it. It's hard to say. So that's like, I think, a big battle that from a media guy standpoint, trying to make it, and from a how do you make it? How do you as a media person make it for a living? And if you're trying to create a certain threshold of income every month, it's hard off of that. And it just is like I think everybody on this thing can agree with that. Like it's hard. So you gotta can it be a great side hustle until you become that upper tier or till you chase it? Can you simplify life enough? I mean, Jesse's got a great, like his work life balance. He gets to do what he loves every day. He gets to, run around and film, and he does his thing, but he's also figured out a balance in life and what he's doing there, but he's hustling, man. You know what I mean? So like, it's not for everybody, but if you love it, you'll find a way through it either way, or there'll be a balance. Can I do enough of that every day to be happy? But also maybe provide or work for somebody that allows me enough income consistently. Can I utilize my skills to pay my bills, but then also love that I have a camera in my hand every day or maybe every other day, type of a thing. So
that's great.
Yeah, James is absolutely correct on that. It is very difficult. There has to be some sort of balance, and it is just kind of like, I mean, if you love it enough, you can make it work, like Jesse's doing right now, like I did for many years. But man, it is so dang hard to make a living out of it. And James is right again. Like you either have to be that guy that could charge a premium, or you have to be creative in a way to offer your services, whatever, however you see fit. But yeah, it's a task to do it for a living, to say the least.
Right. I think Gary has a pretty good grasp on this, or at least is working in some different directions, which I like. So, Gary, do you want to tap in here?
Okay, so the initial question was, do you do more photography or videography? So I'm video, as you guys probably know. I find as the channel is growing, so I came from a sales background. I was actually like an independent car dealer for about a decade before I picked up a camera. So, and I've been in car sales since I was 18. I'm 41 now, so I'm an old dude. But for me, I find like, obviously, like if you're trying to be out there surviving off of YouTube ad revenue, it's impossible. Like, and I don't know if I would say be one of the bigger view channels out here, but I can just tell you from my own experience, it's impossible. Like it really is. It's so hard to try to survive off of YouTube ad revenue. So for me, I've really branched off into a lot of just straight up asking for assistance or help. Like, hey, we're headed to this event. Like we'd love to do some logo placement on our videos. We're going to be doing daily event coverage. Hopefully we'll get XYZ views on our videos for the day, and try to get a bunch of companies on board. So we've had some great success with that. Thank you, obviously, to you guys. You guys have helped us out before too, so we were really appreciative of that. And then the other side of it too, where I'm kind of gearing up a lot with more, and I'm sure Jesse probably saw a lot of this too, was merch. Do a lot of merch whenever we're at events and stuff like that. So I've been trying to shoot more in Western Canada because I can take merch with me, where when I go into America, I can't take boatloads of merch with me to sell just cross border and tariffs and duty and whatever. So, there's been some great support from the racers and the community, and it's been working out pretty good so far.
That's awesome. Jesse, what about you, dude? Are you living on ad revenue? How are you making the Benny the Volvo work?
Well, Benny the Volvo is the means of cutting costs at all costs. So I basically, as we said earlier, I live out of my car on the road in between events and stuff. I'm home about 2 months a year, maybe 3. But yeah, no, most of my money income is from photos. That's where I found that selling photo packages is kind of that middle ground of where I can make some money at the moment to be able to afford to go out and do these things. Mostly packages to clients. There are some events that I've had the privilege of actually getting to shoot for the event, which is a lot less stressful because I know that there's going to be some income there. So that's kind of nice that the trip's paid for. And then I can just get as many photos as I can, try to get creative shots that I don't have to necessarily be up at the line to get this one specific client. I can go and get like really cool different shots from different angles and stuff that I might miss a couple passes and try to do that. So that's fun, obviously. But then, getting to do all of it is always fun. And then the video side, that's actually the goal. I want to get to a point like where Gary is, that he's getting a lot of views and getting there. I want to build that to be something that we can have a little more income from that side and maybe do a little bit less on the photos, but still doing photos in the videos and being able to show what it's like to be a photographer. I don't know what that looks like necessarily as we're going forward, but it's definitely very hard whenever you're out covering an event. It's like, okay, do I need to film a video of this pass or do I need to get photos? And normally my answer is I need to get both, because I need to have the picture of the fast car for a thumbnail or for something like that, but I also need it to be in the video. So I'm sitting there with a camera in one hand and another one in the other, like trying to film in. Yeah, it becomes kind of a mess, but it's fun. I wouldn't give this up for anything. I love what I do. Lord's really blessed me to be in this place, to be able to do this, and yeah, it's been a riot.
Yeah, you're one of the hardest working dudes I know. Everywhere across 17 events this year is kind of your plan or something like that. Crazy.
I think so. Yeah, it was sick. Well, it was 17, and then we lost one, and going down to 16. And I think we're adding another one, and there might be another one at the end of the year that I heard some rumors about. So we might get 18. I don't know. We're gonna try them. So.
Jeez.
Yeah, that's wild.
And that's just
That's a
Dragon.
lot of
I've done a
events.
couple other events. We were in New Zealand. I did a couple drifting events. Did a couple car shows. I got another car show actually 2 weeks from now. It's my cousin's. So actual events, it'll probably be over 25, 30, something like that.
Dude, that's insane.
Yeah. All right.
Awesome.
Well, kind of jumping on to the next topic here. When you are at the track, do you prefer to get photos or videos at the track or in the pits or on the road? Kind of what's your favorite out of those? Because I know everybody tries to do a little bit of each.
I'm a pits.
I'm mostly at the tracks because I don't have a driver's license, so I have a little bit of trouble. So I need to rely on everyone else. If I have the right people with me, I can do some on the roads also, but mostly at the tracks and in the pits. I would say for me, but I would like to do more outside of the track and follow some cars and do rollers and stuff like that. I mean in the photos for the technical part also. I mean, taking photos is not just pointing and shooting. You need to know what you're doing a little bit also.
Yeah.
Even though cameras have gone much better than they were before.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I know Chris Story likes rollers.
Oh, I love rollers. They're my favorite.
Yeah.
Really, if it's illegal and you shouldn't be doing it, I'm down. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm still looking for a minivan that can open the side doors while driving.
Yeah.
Haven't found one yet, but
Just hang out the window.
Yeah, that's what I've
I've
always done.
tried that. Lost a couple of hats.
Yep.
And some other stuff.
Yep. But yeah, no, for me, it's definitely like the street stuff on Dragon Drive specifically. It's the street stuff, man. It's the memorable part for a lot of people is the drives. Racing's racing, but what happens on the road doesn't always happen, especially when you're driving around a like a race car on the street. You know,
Mhm.
there's so many unique opportunities for really cool photos, and then right in line with that is definitely the pits. Again, because racing's racing. Not a lot. I mean, there's a lot of cool stuff that happens on the track itself. However, for Dragon Drive specifically, all the special moments for the most part are in the pits and on the streets. So those are definitely my two favorite. The track is it's kind of like a checkbox for me for the most part. Like there's obviously some cool moments, people get excited, cool stuff happens on the racetrack itself. However, all the special moments, in my opinion, are on the street and in the pits. So that's where I like to spend a lot of my time is out there.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Yeah.
We we love them all, everywhere, don't matter where, because what we do is we try to explain a story to someone that wasn't there.
It's a good way to put it too.
Yeah, there's nothing
My
quite like
turn now.
hanging out of a van, filming or shooting photos while you're doing probably above the speed limit, trying to chase these guys down. And then the other side of it's just, for me, it's the burnout box because you get the best seat in the house to watch the racing. So
That's true as well.
Yeah, I think I'm with Chris. I think I'm with Chris on this one. Like, the rollers are a lot of fun hanging out the side of moving vehicles, shooting pics of cars rolling down the street, towing the trailers. Like, that's top tier. And I really like the pit stuff too, because I can catch pictures of people. You know, they may not know I'm taking their picture, and like you show moments behind the scenes that not everybody gets to see or witness.
Yeah, I love the pit stuff.
Yeah, I mean, 100% with Chris. Pits are big, streets. I love the Route 66 drive, and like I haven't been on like enough of the yeah. And Cassie's right. I mean, if it's not in a drag and drive perspective, the streets, I will skip half the racing to just go hang out at a route stop and wait. But yes, for other things, I love the wheelies. But I say I'm a big fan of the drag and drive burnouts. I'll say that. Just hanging out at that block party. I mean, everyone's there, and then it's like a chain reaction. One burnout, everyone's doing burnouts, all that rollers. Big fan of the street stuff.
Yeah, the street burnouts are definitely the best. They are so much fun.
And not a little one. I mean, full send it down the whole road.
Absolutely. And it's the best when you can shitbag your drag and drive friends into doing it just because you have a camera.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. When you're
Oh yeah,
standing
you
in the
point a
ditch next
camera.
to the road, you're like,
Yeah, absolutely.
You could.
People don't get
Yeah, I'm
pulled over.
telling you, that's how you activate a trailer burnout. You just point your camera at a dragon driver, and they're like, I got to do a burnout. That guy's taking a picture.
Absolutely.
I'd say Jesse and I know about that all too well. So 2 years ago, or 2 or 3 years ago, we were together or whatever up in Canada, and one of the guys we were with had a trailer burnout sign, and we were just hanging out in the ditch trying to get video and stuff, and somebody called the cops on us, and they came over and accused us of like coercing people to do burnouts on the street and stunt drive down the road, and yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Well, we were
I
also
actually
in
got
another
cited
country.
for that in California. For starting street burnouts during Death Week. I got a ticket for it.
nice.
Whoa.
Yeah, it was
Sounds
cool.
like a real California thing.
It was. Yeah, it was the second ticket I got that trip.
We actually have a rule in Street Week here in Sweden. No burnout on the open roads during the
That's
Yeah.
boring.
So
Wow.
one year there was one guy that parked his car in the garage, closed the doors, did a huge burnout in the garage, had to leave the car inside there and go walk out because he couldn't see anything, couldn't breathe. So that's how to do it also.
And that's crazy. Yeah, that's no fun. That's no fun. Yeah, you guys definitely have some different rules over there.
Yeah.
I think that the police is looking a little bit to the other side a little bit, but
Yeah,
I'm not sure how long they can go on with this because of some of the cars coming out now.
right?
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. I was just going to answer the question that.
Yeah, hit it.
Yeah. So I kind of agree that I love being on the road. One of the things I said earlier was that I get very bored very quickly if I'm just shooting the same thing. So like, I'm not very good at just sitting out on the line or doing stuff like that. So having drag and drive and having all these different facets all day long going on, it keeps me very like I can squirrel out really good and I can keep being productive. So like that's really fun. But yeah, being out on the street is my favorite. I found a new way to do rollers by myself, so that's pretty gangster. And and then
That sounds safe.
I love being able to find good scenes. I love trying to incorporate landscape photography into our shooting of the events. So anytime that we're out somewhere that we have good scenery and I can either do a pan or do some just really cool shot with like the scenery behind and seeing the race cars come through it, those are my favorite. I mean, when I can incorporate that, and then added bonus if they do a burnout in that scene, money.
Yeah, the shots you got at Big Sky, bro, man, wow,
dude.
Yeah, Big Sky was wild.
It's you literally don't even have to try up there. You just kind of pull your camera out and just start taking pictures, and it's just like, oh, this is cool. But then you start thinking about shots. You start thinking about the sky and like how the clouds are forming over the mountains and like where the sun. It just like you can start formulating good shots, and then the people up there are great too because you'll start talking to one of the racers and you're like, hey, I need you to park your car right here in the middle of the road, and they're like, okay, and you just get awesome pictures. So it's a lot of fun. For sure.
Yeah, real quick, Rich Guido here says, thanks for all you guys do, making us all famous. Appreciate you, dudes.
Dude. Big Rich.
The man.
I appreciate that guy.
Thanks, Canadian Chuck Norris.
Without the races, we wouldn't be anything. So
absolutely.
Yeah, I was gonna say without cool cars to take pictures of, we would just be people with cameras. So
that'd be weird.
I was geeked the first time I met that guy. He had such a lore around him from all the videos. I was like, damn, that's Canadian Chuck Norris. I'm going to go say hi to him. And he's just the nicest guy ever.
Yep.
Absolutely. Yeah, I would not have expected that. You know what I mean? Like, and he just welcomes you in, big hugs. He's like, come on, and doesn't know a stranger.
Dude.
And his car is immaculate, too. Like, that thing is so clean. Looks like a normal street runner, and it's fast as shit.
And then you run up with them on the interstate and they're running slightly above the speed limit while you're trying to take rollers of them, and you're like, this is sketchy.
Slightly above the speed limit is not how I would.
Yeah,
not how I would describe how fast they go.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm just glad Vinny can keep up now, so that's good.
Right? Yeah. Before, I don't know if it would have been safe for you to do that. Now with the V8, you're set, dude.
Yeah, we're good.
All right, we're going to hit one more question, and then we're going to do our next ad read. But what is the furthest that you have driven to get to an event?
Does it have to be drive or fly?
Oh, man.
I'd say probably drive.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I think Chris has got us all beat because he went to Alaska.
Yeah, but I didn't do much driving.
Oh, yeah, that's fair. You were riding.
Yeah, Phil did 99% of the driving. I have a good one in mind, though, I think.
He was dodging the antelopes and all the animals and wildfires.
Dude, the animals were crazy.
Hey, do we count like a single trip?
I would say.
Like, how do we count this? Is it like from home?
Is it one way? Is it one like
still on the
farthest
trip.
distance one way?
Farthest distance one way?
Is it from home to home? Then Jesse wins.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Does 8 months count?
Right, yeah.
Yeah. I think the longest drive I did was probably Tucson, Arizona to Maryland for World Cup. And I had exactly 4 to 8 hours to get there. And that that was a trip. And that was
I got one
on the same run after the Alaska trip. So it was the Alaska race week, something else, and then I might have that backwards. I may have that backwards. But yeah, that was definitely the first trip that comes to mind aside from the Alaska trip. That was like the longest single, one-way trip was Tucson to Maryland for World Cup.
That's crazy.
That's all.
It was
a race.
Yeah.
Yeah, racing for me was probably like I took the burnout truck from Colorado to Bradenton, Florida. That's 27 hours to go do a single burnout. So that was that one, and that was by myself with a trailer. 17 hours to somewhere like Mississippi, Louisiana border, then 17 hours again. So I did it in 2 legs. That was fun. And the other side was probably race week 20 last year. Although we drove to whatever left in Texas to start, we headed over to Louisiana. So for a work trip, we were a long ways from home. I don't know what that would be straight over. That's probably somewhere that 17, 18 hour range from home filming that, but like that's a lot of. But let's just go with a drag and drive event. If you go on a Rocky Mountain Race Week, it's 1,300 miles in 5 days. And you got to go. You're just constantly moving. So those are
That's a
fun
lot.
too. It feels like it's in one trip.
Yeah.
Whose turn?
Yeah, Rocky Mountain definitely has that feel. It's like one long day.
Yeah. After day 2 of Rocky Mountain, you have no idea where you're at, what day it is. You just know you're there. Like,
Yep.
You just get your paper and hope
Yeah.
you don't take a wrong turn somewhere.
yeah, surrounded by your friends.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah, my first Rocky Mountain was like 1.0 last year, and yeah, I was like, man, it was like after like day 3, I'm used to normal just weekend races, and I was like, wait, we still got like just 3 more days of this.
We still have 500 miles to drive. Yeah, that's why I say the weekend stuff is going to ruin people because they're pretty easy. Like especially the circuit, 120, 150 miles a day, and you just do 2 drives. We want people to break off that and then go into like Rocky Mountain or drag week or a sick week or something like that and be like, what the hell
Sick
have I
week is
done?
top of photo bucket list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be needing a co-pilot for that too, unless Eric can get that time off early in the year. He's burned a lot of vacation time this year already.
Yeah.
I mean, mine resets at the beginning of the year, so possibly.
Yeah. We'll talk about that for sure. Gary's probably got some long trips.
Yeah, Gary's got some.
Yeah, every trip's a long trip, guys. That's the way it goes. I'd say like one way, like just one single way would be probably from my place to Bradenton, Florida. I'm up above North Dakota. For you guys, I'm in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. But like I remember last, I think it was like November, December time. I left my house. I went to Vegas for Streetcar Super Nationals. Then the next weekend, I went to Texas for Truck Fest 2. And then I went to Snowbird Outlaw Nationals, and then I looped back and got PRI on the way home or whatever. But like that trip was what we call in kilometers. It was 10,000 kilometers, so it was about 6,000 miles in like one swoop kind of thing.
What do you
drive?
Literally
so much epic stuff you did on that trip, right?
Dude.
Like, holy
yeah.
Like, could you line up more better events to like
checked.
go to in a row? Like, that's so sick.
I think I talked with Jesse about this, but in the last year, I've put like 55,000 miles on my cars, so like 80,000 kilometers roughly, 80 or 90,000 kilometers. Yeah. I have a little Jetta. That's what I drive. A 2020 Jetta. I bought it to be fuel efficient on the highway.
Is it diesel?
No, it's a little 1.4 liter turbo gas, but it still gets like 50 miles per gallon.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Nice.
Wow. Man,
yeah.
I think longest one-way trip for me was Joplin to Valdosta, Georgia for, what was that, Lights Out 5. And that was like 15 or 16 hours. One way.
Yeah, that's a trip, dude.
I feel like every drive of mine's 15 or 16 hours at least.
He's like, that'll get me to the States.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
Jesse?
I gotta do that to get to the border.
Bro, I don't know one way. Shoot.
Jesse doesn't know what one way is. That's the
no. One way was probably on this trip so far. I was down in Arkansas and then went up to Alberta, but I went and hit like 6 national parks along the way, so it kind of took me out of the way. It was 2,800 miles. But if we want to
Jeez.
count the entire trip, I'm at over 10,000 on this trip that I'm on currently. So like,
Nice.
and I still got another couple thousand. So
Right, and you'll be stopping by the house for 2 days, so that
that's
that
after
resets.
another that's after another 2,000 miles.
Yeah, that just
Like
resets.
I gotta drive another 500 tonight. So
Man, that's great. All right, well, that's a good segue into us moving on to the next segment. Eric.
All right. Well, we're going to move into the Performabuilt segment, and then we're going to kind of talk more about what kind of gear everybody has, some editing, some tips, and stuff like that. But Performabuilt is our official transmission builder of Drag Drive Repeat. At Performabuilt Transmissions, the goal is to engineer and build the toughest transmissions on the planet. Performabuilt doesn't just rebuild transmissions, they systematically re engineer each model to eliminate OEM flaws and to achieve the highest levels of performance. That is why they say their transmissions are not just built, they are Performabuilt.
All right, and for the folks that are just coming in here, we have this. We're calling this show Media Mania. So we have tons of drag and drive professional photographers, videographers, YouTube channels, people that do this for a living every day on the show with us tonight. So let's jump in here. I want to know, what is your next event to attend?
Which way are we going? Now you're at the bottom.
Yeah, let's start with Jesse.
Okay.
King of the Open Road, Friday.
Friday, dude, this weekend.
Yeah, 2 days.
Yep.
Can we
James?
do an event for enjoyment, and then I'll tell you the next one after that. So, actually, tomorrow night we leave on the motorcycle for Sturgis. First little vacation we're going to take, and we're going to do motorcycle stuff. So I'll be doing 8 hours on a motorcycle tomorrow, which will be sick. Well, 4 maybe to Cheyenne, and then 4 the next day, if weather permits. The next drag and drive or automotive main event that I know of is Rocky Mountain Race Weekend, which I will not have a camera filming everybody. I will be filming myself racing the event with my Camaro. So I am so stoked to put the camera down, make some videos for myself, and go race. So we did some testing last weekend. We went 5.0s in the 8th back to back, so that should be a solid 770 pass. So Outlaw Street, we're gonna go play. We're gonna go see what we can do here. So
Outlaw Street, you're on notice.
yeah, hopefully
Yeah, just call them out.
we're trying to go 750s each day. So but I need to get back. Honestly though, the car has like 40 drivable miles on it. I haven't had time to go like really dial in the street stuff, and I know it doesn't cool as well as I wish it would. So we might have to get creative on that drive on my own. So it's not like I've had 2 years to dial the car in for this thing, and I'm gonna work on it the last 2 weeks. But hey, it wouldn't be right if we weren't doing it that way. So
yeah, the thrash is part of it.
Dude, James.
I'm gonna say it's required for drag and drives, right? Like you wait till the last 2 weeks and then you rush and rush.
Yeah, I've known about that event for a year. Why would have I been ready? Yeah.
I've been seeing a lot of bikes up here in Montana and Wyoming, so there's been a lot of cool rides up there. So you should have a good time at Sturgis, man.
I'm so excited. It was 10 years. We went to the 75th. This is the 85th. So I'm just ready to go. Actually, when the phone doesn't ring and you're on a bike or you can check out for a minute, that's, today when we're all connected and the phone's dinging 4,000 times a day, sometimes you just gotta put stuff down and go get out and try to check out for a little bit.
Yeah. Daniel?
Yeah, next event for me is on Saturday. We have a big cruising here in Stockholm, going on half a day, pretty much, until the police close to the main road. Just going about, taking pictures, talking to people, having fun. That's next thing I'm planning, and then I know there are some street racing going on soon that I probably will attend to.
Yeah, what's the dates and addresses for those?
Oh yeah, I can give you the address for the police house.
Are you flying over for that one, Nards? Because if you are, can I be your stowaway, your carry-on, carry-on?
I would love to do Street Week Sweden,
but I would say next Dragon Drive is probably Sick Week.
Awesome.
I was thinking about doing Six Smokies, but I don't have have an income right now, or enough income so I can take off that much this year more.
Yeah.
So I mean, we'll see. 6
Yeah.
week is what I'm aiming for right now.
That's awesome. Johnny?
Next event, non Dragon Drive related this weekend is Hot Summer Nights at Mocan. So a lot of small tire stuff. Heads
Mhm.
up, I believe. And then non Dragon Drive related is, or sorry, that's local. So I think my next one that I might travel for is I might ride with a buddy over somewhere in Oklahoma for H-Town Throwdown.
Mm.
So, like a legal street race.
Yeah.
It's usually pretty big. And then I think Dragon Drive might just have to be the circuit. I mean, that's kind of part of still being in high school is I can't take off once school starts. And then I
mean, listen,
so
in high school I barely passed, so don't go down my route. But yeah, you stay in school, do well, bud.
yeah. I mean, I'll try and see what I can throw on the schedule, but probably the circuit will be the next one.
Sweet. Well, we should have dates on it here real soon. I'm trying to lock in the tracks right now with a date that'll work for both. So, Gary, what about you, dude?
I might go hang out at my local track this weekend just for something to do. But after that, it would be August 13th, I think. We've got some stuff going on in Western Canada. So there's an event called Hot August Night that goes on at Radtorque Raceway, which is like a Wednesday night of all things. It's like a jet car exhibition with like Pro Mod X275 cars. And that weekend, I'm going to do Smoked Out at that same track, and then headed off to BC the weekend after for another big jet car X275 Pro Mod race called Smoke Fire Thunder in Mission, BC. And then as for a next Dragon Drive event, it's probably going to be Sick Week for me.
Sweet. We're going to tie up Sick Week and World Series same time again?
Yeah, like there's no questions asked. Winter Series is on the list. Yeah. So
yeah, I'm already talking to Keith, dude.
There you go.
Like, I need to be all three, bud.
Me too.
Yeah.
Hey, get
Chris,
me in on that, by the way.
Yeah, hey, I'm in. Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully sorry, not the circuit. King of the Open Road. I'm
Sweet.
I'm hoping I can be there. We have some stuff going on, and I may not be able to make it, but I'm pushing really hard to be there for that. And then also I'm going to try and be at Six Smokies this year.
Awesome. I bought my plane tickets today for Six Smokies.
Ooh, boy. We'll probably be driving.
And I'm bringing Melissa with me.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah. So we're
awesome.
flying a couple days ahead of time and hang out in Nashville with Chris Wozniak and all the other folks that live there in Nashville, and then go down for a day or two and then come back.
Yeah, that's gonna be rad. Yeah, I hope to see you there, my friend.
Yeah, bring it on. I'm ready.
That'd be cool.
It's gonna be fun.
I wish I had enough vacation time to do Hot Rod Drag Week and Six Smokies, but I do not. I'm burning up all of my vacation time for Hot Rod Drag Week. That's the next Dragon Drive. The next race I'll be at will be with Johnny at the local track this weekend for Hot Summer Nights, which is Mocan's biggest small tire race of the year. Bunch of heads-up cars, 10.5, X275, those style of radial cars. So it ought to be a good time.
Yeah, that's going to be nuts. Well, I'll answer this one too. The next one for Eric and I is Hot Rods by Havlic's Fastest Streetcar Shootout. Dude, we've got like a 10 by 20 booth we're going to set up. We've got banners. We've got all kinds of cool stuff. We're going to be there, getting a ton of content. I'm excited about that.
That'd be sweet.
Yeah,
Big booth guy
gonna be
these
fun.
years, huh?
Hey, listen, I figure it gives us an area we can plug in some stuff and edit
Absolutely.
throughout the day. So
Absolutely. It's good to have a home base for sure. That's not just the media room.
yeah, because I don't think they maybe at Cordova they have a media room. I don't know.
Yeah, I was gonna say media rooms are
I don't
kind
remember.
of iffy.
I'll give you guys a kind of fun little insight. Like media guys like this one or whatever. Like it's kind of funny. So as far as content shoots go, though, we had a content shoot with a credit union at a zoo today. I got to drive to Springs tomorrow to shoot blinds and wallpaper. We have another. So like those are like the types of things outside of automotive that like I love the car stuff, right? But those are the things that also pay the bills. So you just use
Wow.
that camera for anything you possibly can to go shoot and film.
Blinds and wallpaper, dude.
We have a blinds and
That's
wallpaper company,
that's
so yeah, like we gotta.
that's
They wanted to
definitely
run a
different.
different ad, so like I'm telling you, we film. I was trying to think what else we were filming. Oh, one of our guys, actually Elias, lost his shoes this week. R.I.P. to his shoes. He was out filming for a asphalt company and stepped in the prep,
Oh, no.
and,
Oh
and it
no.
Oh
smoked his shoes.
no!
So like the randomest stuff that we like. We were at a Nell spa that's getting ready to up. We were editing a video on that today. So like those are the things that, right, like as much as we do automotive and we love that and that's our core, it's also so crazy how you can potentially find some other things you may not love as much, but they may pay the bills and do some of that for you
Yep.
media guys that are gotta fill the gaps in between the weekends or the events and stuff like that. Like you never know, there might be a local company, or we may need. I kind of need somebody in Houston to go to a rug place and shoot content like almost daily or something like that. I don't know. We're still working on that. Like those are the
Jeez.
randomest content things that we're like discussing every day. It's so wild. Thought you
How
guys might
fun.
find that interesting.
Yeah.
That is
Chris,
cool.
Chris,
What do you,
take a trip to Houston.
yeah, what do you
I mean,
shoot
yeah, I'm
for
not
what do you
far.
shoot for rugs, like people walking on? Man, I love this. You could really have some fun with all that.
Yeah. So like crazy enough, like social media management running an ad for the asphalt guy, he did $100,000 worth of quotes in the last 30 days, like
Wow.
off of some social media stuff that we did. Like
Wow.
you know what I mean? Like it's randomness stuff that like I didn't know if it would crush or not, and we were literally building graphics. We didn't even have great video for him yet, and this is just getting rolling. So
How cool.
yeah, like I literally showed up the other day and they were using the broom to sweep off a terrible looking parking lot, and that's what I shot photos of. So
Man,
you try to
one of
make the Bobcat look really cool, you know what I
yeah,
mean?
one of the videos that Tulsa has that does so well, they were using the big roller brush to knock the water out after a rain at the track. Like it's race cars in the background and this big sweeper like going across the parking lot, and the video just crushes.
And that's the
All
one that
the time.
worked. Yep.
Yeah, who knew? Who knew?
It's
Chris
usually the
Leg-
stuff going on behind you is the stuff that will go viral, like for whatever
Oh yeah,
reason, right?
yeah, 100%. Chris Legan here saying I have editing I got to get done. Appreciate him jumping in here tonight and spending the time. He said their next event is Michigan Miles for hard target images. So thanks to them coming on here tonight. I appreciate it. Appreciate him doing that. Eric, lead us into some man, because I'm not very smart when it comes to stuff. The only reason I bought the big camera I have is because of 20x zoom. That's it. That's the only reason I bought it.
Yeah.
So let's talk gear.
Yep. So we'll kind of do what did you start with and what do you use today? And we'll start up there with Jesse.
Bro, I'm a little self-conscious with my gear, to be honest, but that's okay. So I actually got them right here. I got my very first camera is my Nikon D5500, and it's still my backup camera. So like I kind of roll with it. And then I have a D7500 that's actually my main with a 24 to 120 f4. It's been a great rig. I am definitely looking at hopefully getting a new camera soon. And I am a little self-conscious about it because it's just like I roll in and all these guys have this really great gear, and I'm just like, man, I wish I had that. But at the same time, it's been really fun, and I've learned a lot with this stuff, and I'm excited to see where it will progress, and eventually we'll get there. So yeah.
Yeah, man, you're only going to turn up the wick on that stuff. I know you're working actively to keep adding to your arsenal, Jesse.
Yeah.
So love it, man. We shoot Sony, so Sony. So we have like an A7S3, A7 IV, a couple FX30s. But we'll have multiple content shoots sometimes. So we got. Unfortunately, I've had to buy almost two of everything because at some point, two people want to shoot in content at two different places. So we love Sony, and then on the backside of that is we're big Apple people. From the phone to the MacBook, because it's so easy to take a photo, drop it to your computer, take a quick video, drop it to your computer, airdrop it, edit it real quick, and get it out. So as fast as we try to be, anything that helps us transfer the content as fast as possible, and to like, if we're trying to do 14, 15 posts in a day, like it all counts, and we try to take the friction out of that. So lots of Sony stuff. Lenses are a huge thing. I learn about them every time. Every time I buy one, I hate spending the money on it, but dang, does it make a difference? If you're shooting on Sony, we just picked up a 35 to 150 Tamron. I ran the crap out of it on Mega Week. By far my favorite lens. Like, it's so versatile. I can film stuff on the starting line, and I can even get down track enough. I can do some panning. So it's, if you guys are looking for something like that, that crushed it. So yeah, that's pretty much what we run with here.
That's
It's
awesome.
good to know because
Great
I
tip.
use the Sony. So
That lens is, man, it is a game changer. We've had all the whole Tamron 17, 28, 2870, 7200. That thing is, makes your life way easy.
definitely have to check that out.
And
Sure.
sorry, say that one more time. I'm typing it out right here. 70. It's a Tamron. What? 35 to 150. Is that what you said?
35 to 150, f2 to 2.8. So it
That's
is,
really low f-stop for that kind of focal length.
it's gangster. It's good. It's $1,800 though. It's not a fun
Yeah.
purchase, but it also saves you from buying like 3 lenses. So it's actually probably a better
Yeah.
bang for the buck if you haven't already bought the other ones. And then like we did pick up one of the like the zoom cams, and that came in pretty handy for the drag and drive stuff because man, it's hard to zoom down track and get that footage. It like to get the scoreboard in when they're working in the photo when you're trying to use your lens and your mirrorless. But yeah, no, it's all. I keep looking at more stuff, and every day you want to go buy more and make your life easier. But I will tell you, like the equipment's only part of the game. You can have a far less camera, and if you're a gangster editor, you will crush somebody with a better camera. Do not let the equipment hold you back. Like, I promise, it will elevate your game. But if you're a gangster, you'll make it work. So
Absolutely.
All right,
Daniel,
Daniel.
what about you?
Yeah, I'm on the Canon side of things, so I've had a Canon since I started pretty much. So I did at one point calculate how much it would cost me to switch to Nikon, and I didn't do it. It wasn't worth it. So
once
I'm
you're
still
in,
on
you're in.
Canon.
Yeah.
I'm still on Canon, but I mean, whatever you get used to and find easy to use, keep using it. I mean, the gear is just part of it. A good eye on things. It's pretty much the main thing you need to have. I mean, if you don't see a picture, you can't take the picture. That's
No.
the biggest thing I would say. And people that ask me what camera is the best one, I always have the same answer: is that the one you have with you. That's the only camera that is the best one you can look at.
Yeah.
If you don't have a camera
yeah.
with you, it doesn't make sense anyway. So.
Mm-hmm.
But I do have I switched over to mirrorless like a year or two ago, and I'm still debating if I like it or not. As I only take photos, but I'm still using the old lenses, so I have something in between there.
The adapter.
But, I mean, yeah, I have all the way from 50 mil to 300, I think, and times 2 on that. So I can do zooms. And,
Yeah,
and
that
holding the
get out there.
120 to 300 f2.8 is handheld and full zoom. That's a good workout during the day.
Good for the curls.
Oh yeah, I actually went right after I bought the mirrorless camera for 6,500 euros. I broke my arm in 3 places right after, like a month after. I wasn't even sure I could do photography anymore. So first thing I did when I took off the plaster was to take up the camera and see if I still hold it. That works. So I went to sick week, and that was a good training exercise, holding the camera for 5 days in a row.
I bet.
Yeah.
My arm got good from that exercise on sick week.
Johnny, what about you, buddy?
Honestly, I can't remember my first I know it was Canon. I can't remember the model, but I mean it was like a $400-$500 just kit camera and lens from Walmart. And then up to the circuit, I was shooting with that, and then I was fortunate enough to get a 60 Mark II from Chris Story, and that really boosted my photos, and I got, I think, more into it than I was. And then up to, I think, a year and a half ago, I went straight into mirrorless and just bought a Canon R6. And then, as well as that, I bought a 70-200 and a 24-70 to replace the kit lenses that I was using.
Nice.
I would say those two lenses are the ones you should go for the first thing you do, because those are the go-to lenses for everything. You can do pretty much all the photography with those two.
What about you, Gary?
So when I started the YouTube journey, I set out with a goal to get monetized with no equipment whatsoever, just a cell phone. So I want to say it took me 5 months that I got monetized with a cell phone. And I told my wife, I said, like, the second I get monetized, I'm buying gear, just because I wanted to be like a cinematic shooter and stuff like that. So yeah, literally, like, as I was waiting for like the monetization paperwork to come in, I had bought like a Sony A7 IV, an RS3 Pro gimbal, DJI mics, and all that stuff. So I still have all of that in as like almost like as a backup set now. So like I find like nowadays, like I always want to travel with 2 cameras just in case something ever happens to the camera I'm shooting with. I have a backup, right? Because like you don't want to get caught without a camera. So I ended up buying this year a new Sony A7R5, which is like one of the latest and greatest ones out or whatever. It's got like AI auto tracking and stuff like that in it, which is pretty cool. And so yeah, so like DJI mic 2s. I carry 2 sets of mics with me everywhere I go, just in case I once again have an issue with one of them. I got backup mics with me. Carry backups of everything, to be honest, but all Sony stuff. Sigma 24-70 2.8 lens. I have a Samyang 85 millimeter prime 1.4. Just all kinds of different stuff, really.
Chris knows about bringing backup stuff.
Well,
like when you go to jump a wall.
Listen, I ate shit like 2 times ever. Both times were on camera. It was cool. Oh man, no, big Canon guy. Also, really fast, Gary. I want to say, I love your videos, dude. And I love the cinematic twist you do to them. So
Bro.
you killed it.
Look,
You did exactly what you wanted to do.
The intros Gary does, over the top.
Man.
Like the whole video is great, but dude, I guarantee you spend 6 or 8 hours on the intro itself, on a 3-minute intro, and then another 20 hours on the video.
Well,
Man,
like,
and
yeah.
Sorry, go
I was
ahead,
gonna say
Gary.
probably another 30 or 40 hours on the video, but yeah, you're up there.
Yeah. Well, I love that he makes a racer the commentator throughout the video. It's so man, it's a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah.
Back to answer the question, big huge Canon guy, big huge Canon nerd. I've shot Canon forever. I love the colors. I would trade Sony sharpness for Canon colors any day of the week, and we can fight about it after the show. But yeah, no, I have an old trusty dusty 5D Mark IV, which is my absolute like favorite camera ever. And I don't know why. It's a dinosaur. I think it's just because it has a huge sensor, and like everything you take, if you blow it up into like a giant poster or whatever, it's just tack sharp everywhere, and it's slow. But I just love that camera. And then the other camera I run is a Canon R6. I don't love that camera very much, I'm going to be honest, but it gets the job done. And the lenses, I rock a ton of different lenses, but my 2 go-tos are the Canon 24-70 and Canon 70-200. You just kind of have every bit of focal length that you need in those. But when I'm trying to get real stylish, I'll usually pop on any one of my array of prime lenses from 35 all the way to 105.
Hey, Chris, I have a quick question for you. Didn't you once run an R3? Did you have an R3 for a while?
Yeah, for a bit. I like that camera. It was just it was expensive, and I liked living in my house more. If that makes any sense, I had to sell it to pay for rent, but
Nice.
it happens. You know, it is what it is.
I was just curious. I didn't know where those landed between like the R6 and the R3, which one you preferred and that sort of thing.
Oh, the R3 by far. And I actually had the chance to shoot on an R1 recently, and it was, I mean, that's the camera to buy if you have that kind of money to drop on a camera. It is ridiculous what that thing can do. And so same thing with the R3. The R3 was great. It did a bunch of really unnecessary things for me. Like the 30 frames per second is mostly unnecessary. I mean, it's cool if you're trying to capture like a baby wheelie or whatever, but um I think that's why I like the 5D Mark IV a ton, is it doesn't have all of the crazy features that the newer cameras does. It's just a super rock solid camera. You mean you put your settings in and you click the button and it takes a fantastic photo almost every time.
They actually updated the firmware, so now you can do 195 pictures a second.
Yeah,
with
that's
R3.
ridiculous. I don't want to look through that.
Although
That's
only in 0.2 seconds. So
yeah, that's wild. Even
Time
the
it would take
R6
to
is
edit
like,
all that.
I'm
yeah,
gonna try that sometimes. Not raw.
yeah. I don't even want to look through that many photos from like 1 second. Like the R6 does like 20, and I shot rollers on it one time, and I'm like, okay, that looks the same. That looks the same. These all look the damn same. I'm just gonna pick the first one that's in focus.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also like Daniel was saying, like camera gear is a very on the photo side at least. On the video side, you kind of need to drop some coin on some good stuff. But on the photo side, it's such a small piece of the puzzle. I mean, composure is a ton of it, and I mean the camera really isn't. I mean, it's a tool, but it's not. It doesn't define the art form, in my opinion.
Mm.
I had a friend that had a pocket camera, and he did amazing things with that small pocket camera. I
Absolutely.
mean, he blew my pictures out of the water every single time.
Yep. Yeah, and that was stuff that I was telling Johnny, like when I gave him that camera, like the 60 Mark IV is not a great action camera. It's actually it's a pretty decent portrait camera. So to take it and to do action photos with it, like I intentionally gave him that camera on purpose because I knew he had an eye for it. And I knew if he could master that camera, if he got into anything else, like he was just gonna crush the game. So um, just to really focus on your composition and having the correct settings in it and getting the editing good, so that way he
And
didn't wasn't using the
finding the
camera as a
settings
crutch.
quickly, finding the
Yeah,
settings quickly, and
yeah,
I turn this way. Now I turn this way, and the settings need to be something different. So you need to know everything on your fingers directly. So
absolutely.
that's the main thing I would say. Learn the camera.
That was
Yep.
one thing whenever I first started, like way back. I first started YouTube. I went to PRI, and I think this was in like 2018, 2019. And I got to do an interview with Larry Chen at that point. And I was asking him, what the most important thing that he had and just advice that he had for somebody getting into it. And what he said was use what you have and use the money that you would use to that to get to events. And the more that you're out shooting, the more you're going to learn, the better you're going to get faster. And I took that to heart, and that's what I've been trying to do, and it's been fun.
I would say if you can do great things with bad cameras, you can do good, really good things with good cameras. So
Yep.
that's a way. That's a
Oh
good way
yeah.
to learn.
Tim, what do you shoot with, buddy?
Right now I have a 5D Mark IV. I will agree with Chris. It is a dinosaur, but it is a trusty dinosaur. It works every time. The only time it doesn't work is when I mess something up. But I started in Canon with a pocket camera where the lens is actually attached to the camera. It wasn't interchangeable. That's what kind of bit the bug for me to go out and buy a DSLR with the interchangeable lenses. And I think that was 60D, and I rocked that for years. I think up until I bought my 5D Mark IV, and I bought my 5D Mark IV in 20. I think it was 2020.
Wow.
So
Tell them about that nice new lens you have.
Nice new lens I have.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, the 70 to 200 that I have. Because
Yeah,
I don't even want to talk about it. No, I did. I set my camera down, and the 70 to 200 that I had before was a Sigma 70 to 200, and I've legitimately had it for probably, I think I bought it in 2013. So I've had it for a while, and I set it down like an idiot instead of hanging it off myself with my camera strap, and it fell off of the guardrail and broke. So I bought a Canon 70 to 200 Mark II, and I love the snot out of it. I wish I'd have bought Canon years ago when I bought that Sigma. The Canon's just a little bit quicker, but age. It's not the first time it had hit the ground, so like when it broke, I wasn't surprised. It sucks spending the money on a new lens, but it was a much needed upgrade for sure. So I use the 70 to 200 a lot. The kit 24 to 105. I love the snot out of it. I use it a bunch. And then occasionally it's actually right behind my head, sitting on top of my sub box, but it's a Sigma 60 to 600, and it's real fun on like the top end of things, the top end of tracks, getting the parachute shots and stuff like that. But it is a weighty beast. I bought it kind of off of a whim. Somebody was selling it used. And I was like, yeah, that'll be fun. It's not fun wielding it after about 30 minutes. It's definitely an arm workout for sure.
Well, so that's really why you started working out and losing the weight, was to carry that that big lens around.
Yeah, I weighed it one time because we were outside of the drag race stuff. I do astrophotography, which is stars and planets and nebula and all of that kind of stuff. And we waited to see if it would, with my camera, come in under the weight limit of my buddy's Star Tracker, and it does not. It, with the camera and the battery grip, is something like 20 or 25 pounds. Like it's ridiculous,
bro.
Golly.
Yeah, it's
wonder
stupid.
you're a hoss. What you got?
Because I got addicted to the gym.
Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt or anything like that. I know, Michael, I don't know if you're wondering what we all use just for your own sake or like for your own knowledge. I just wanted to add in that for the sake of video with drag racing content, I honestly don't feel like there is the perfect fit for one said camera. Like, I know a lot of guys like my cinematic work and stuff like that, but I'll tell you straight up, using a mirrorless, like I'm on a 24 to 70 lens or whatever, I can't hit the boards for the life of me. So like I always try to edit and post production, but a lot of times, like when you're trying to scale in, you get blurry boards or just don't get a clear shot top end, where that video camera you're saying that you bought with the 20 times like digital zoom or whatever is the actual appropriate answer for technically filming drag passes and like getting the boards and stuff like that. You just can't use that, in my opinion. You can't use it. It's harder to use that video camera to like try to get like, say, some of that cinematic, like close, slow pans of wheels and this and that and whatever else.
100%. Yeah, I definitely feel like that camera does what it needs to, which is follow the car down the track and get the board. It does that great. It's just, man, me and that son of a bitch.
There's so much work in that video stuff. I bought a gimbal last week and used my cell phone last weekend at the track, and I was like, I don't know how to. I felt like a child. I was like, I don't know how to operate any of this stuff.
Yeah, and I think it goes back to what Daniel said. Whatever you've got in your pocket, right?
Huh?
Nope, sorry. Yeah, I think what Daniel said's right. Like whatever you've got's the right one. You just got to figure out.
Yeah. It just takes time to learn it for sure.
Yeah.
Go with what you have and learn from that, and add to that whenever you feel that you found the limit of what you have.
For sure. Definitely that.
If you keep liking it, expand on what you have.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, I just gotta get like how to operate the gimbal and make it do what I want it to do and all of that stuff. So yeah, there's definitely a learning curve and an uphill battle to the video side of things, coming from just a photo guy that was like, hey, let's buy a gimbal and do photos or video stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's tough. It's tough because like as we all grow, we're trying to like provide more stuff, and then we see some shit like what Gary does, and we're like, I want to do that. Stuff like that. Oh man, what Jesse does, I'm like, oh crap. Now,
Yeah.
so you just keep grabbing attachments and all that kind of stuff. Well, I've got one last question, then we'll wrap this up. So, what should newbies know before getting into shooting drag and drive?
Just get out and do it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, grab a camera and come on, ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask questions, because everybody that you share the wall with will definitely provide you with help in their capacity, as what they know and stuff that works for them. And just don't be afraid to try new
We
stuff.
don't bite.
Yeah, we don't bite
Talk
that
to
hard.
people. That's
That
the main
hard.
thing.
I think Chris might stab, but he doesn't bite.
Right.
Definitely stab. Oh
Hey,
man.
what I think, I guess, for some advice would be to get ready to not sleep if you're going to do a drag and drive. Be
Yeah.
ready to just
Yeah.
stay up for about a week straight. That's a good pointer. And then don't you can't be everywhere at once, and that's a struggle. So pick your battles, be in the positions you want, and always go up and say hi to people with cars. And I should be better at that. I want to be better at that. But build those relationships with those people, and they'll lean into what you're doing, and they will help you get the shot. Or if you ask them to open the door, shut the door, or whatever, they're all about it. So, and that might just help what you want, and that gets you your shot. So, and then just put as much of it out as possible. Literally put as much content out as possible. Get as many eyeballs on your thing. Put some watermarks on there, but tell people who you are.
No, that's
And the
good.
main thing, have fun.
Yeah,
If you have fun, you
definitely.
do
Above
a
all
good
else,
job
have
anyway.
fun.
No doubt.
Definitely, yeah, get yourself out there. A big tip: don't overshoot. Shoot, but don't overshoot, because then you have to pay the piper of that.
It doesn't need to be in
Nice
high
learning that.
plus
That's
all the
great.
time. What?
Try to focus on
I
one or
am
two things.
tricky.
Maybe during one day, and test something else, and the next day, and some stuff like that. I mean,
Yeah, trigger
don't don't
trigger
don't,
control.
don't try to be everywhere. I tried that. It doesn't work. I want to,
Yeah,
but
exercise. Yeah, there's that fear of missing out though. You're like, man, if I'm over here in the pits, like I might miss something on the track. I get it. I've been that way for a lot of years because I'm like, well, I got to be here and there and this way and that way, and yeah, like you said, you end up missing out on more stuff trying to be everywhere at once.
Yeah.
I think my biggest thing is to say, like, don't feel like you have to be at the track the entire time, because if you wait around at the track to shoot until you finish racing, you ain't getting stuff on the street. So leave early from the track, get what you need to at the track, leave early, get out there on the road, and that's where you're going to enjoy it, because there's so many opportunities for different shots that not everybody else has, right? Like, everybody's going to have that shot of from the starting line or from the wall shooting back at the starting line. That launch picture looks great, that's what everybody's expecting. But whenever you get out on the road, you can compose some really cool stuff, and you can get creative, and that's where you can start shining.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
also
street
if
stuff
you
too. Like when you run into those situations where you can compose the shot, you're the only person taking that shot. When you're against the wall and there's six other guys there, six people have the same shot. So it's
Exactly.
whoever's going to get it up first. But if you have that one shot from the road that nobody else has, I think that's what makes it special about the definitely on the road stuff.
And you get to put your flair, your expression of art into it, because you get to make that composition. You get to find that cool spot. You get to add
Yeah.
to it and subtract. You can do whatever you want there, and not everybody else is going to have it. Yeah.
I would say if you're new to track photography or being on the track and being at in the starting line or something like that, talk to the track people, see where they want you, tell them that you're there, so they know if something should happen.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they are only people also. It is a
Oh yeah.
dangerous place to be. So
Yeah, there's definitely a danger to it. So yeah, definitely get with the track officials. That way they know who you are, and you're not just like, hey, who's that random guy? Like, talk to people, build that relationship with the track people, and then you can, once you know the track people, then you can, kind of have fun. And once you have an understanding of like, this is not a good spot to be, or this is a great, like this produces great shots, then you can kind of have that freedom. But yeah, definitely get with the track people first, and let them know who you are, build that relationship, and then have fun from there.
If you are in the braking area, taking the shoot photos, talk to the rescue people so they know that you are there. So
Yeah.
if there will happen things also. So it goes sideways quickly. So
Yeah.
that they
Make
need
sure you got
to
an
know.
exit plan. Stay on your feet.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, don't be laying down on the big end. That's not a good option.
yeah.
No.
Camera guy never dies, dude. What are you talking about?
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
Wasn't there
All right.
one last week or something? Most.
As you starfish through the air like Patrick. Camera guy never dies. Yeah. Sure.
They
He's
do
gonna be
fall,
hurt after that one.
fall while trying to jump walls, though. Take note of that.
Stop.
Yeah. Don't jump over puddles either. I figured out the hard way that jumping over puddles and landing in wet grass is not fun.
Ooh,
Yeah.
yeah. Richard
Thank God
Brewer here.
Johnny didn't have his camera in his hand, or there'd be photos on the internet of me busting my ass at the track.
I got ones of you
Nice.
flipping me off, sleeping. I don't know what to add.
Hey, whoa. Yeah, and Jesse got one of me eating. So like, I'll remember that, Jesse. Hopefully you're on drag week. I'll be
Hey,
looking
go
for you.
for it, dude. I'll be there. I'll be there.
That's awesome. All right, y'all. We gotta cut this. Listen. Thank you all for coming tonight. You guys are awesome.
Yeah, dude.
We really appreciate this, spending the time out here. I mean, we've been on 2 hours. You guys got stuff to do. I'm sure, edit videos and photos and get ready for your next trip and all that kind of stuff. So, just wanted to say thanks again. So,
I don't
I'll
know
run
about all
through
that.
everybody real quick. So, Jesse Fox, 3G Video. Make sure you guys are following them. James Shower at High Speed Media and Build Tune Race. Daniel Johansson, you find him on Facebook. Johnny Allen Media over here. We got Gary at that track channel. We got Chris Murray Photo. We got Tim over here with Go Fast
Yeah.
Photography, wherever you're at over here.
I'm still here. It's just kind of dark in the truck
Yeah.
at the parking lot of the gym. So there's
Right.
that.
Yeah. People are inside watching you out there like, what's that guy doing? He left. He was supposed to leave 2 hours ago.
Yeah, he left 2 hours ago. He's still sitting on the parking lot.
Right.
I
Of
still
course,
gotta go in and finish my workout.
that's awesome. My right hand man, Eric White. You guys can find him here at Drag Driver Pete on and Motorsports Paparazzi and 815 LSX Swaps. So I'm gonna kick everybody off except Eric. But you're gonna be backstage, so hang out for just a minute. But we got to shut this show down.
We appreciate you
I got
guys.
I got the
Man,
LSX swap
Bye-bye.
keychain deal. Still got
Awesome.
it.
Dude, this is Bunch putting all these people backstage.
Need like an eject all button.
Yeah, eject those seat, cuz. Y'all listen, thank you for hanging out tonight. I appreciate everybody doing this. It's been kind of cool to talk with these guys. I mean, these are like for real pros in the game. These guys been out here taking hundreds of thousands of shots and just continue to help learn, continue to help us push ourselves to the next level. And the great thing about doing this is we're helping document people's lives. I mean, it's really what the story is behind the scenes, is how we can provide that for people. We're telling stories that people generally wouldn't have that opportunity to be told. So, or we're catching a piece of content that they wouldn't have otherwise without us. So again, thank you to all those guys for being on. We'll put their stuff down in the show notes and links to their pages and all that kind of stuff. So again, thanks everybody for being our race car friends. We appreciate all the comments tonight. Everybody's been great. We appreciate the support so much. And a couple weeks ago we passed 100,000 total followers. It still just blows my mind. It's kind of surreal to think that there's that many people that pay attention to what we do here at Drag Driver Pete. So thank you all for being here. Thank you for being a part of what we do here at the program. And I promise we have something working that's huge. It's very, very big for the drag and drive community. So I'm really excited about what we've got going on behind the scenes. And it's taken months and been hard at it for a while. So this is going to be kind of fun. Thank you so much to our sponsors that make all of this possible. Without them, we can't do the travel. We can't go to stuff like Six Smokies and Hot Rods by Havlik and Six Summer and Mega Week and do host the circuit and do all that kind of stuff that we do to kind of help push the drag and drive community forward. That's one of our biggest things here. So we want to just continue to show show kindness to all of the racers that are out there. Every racer that takes up a drag and drive banner, we want to help them push that, and these sponsors can help us do that. So Summit Racing, Deechworks, Molly Motorsports, Driven Racing Oil, Howard's Cams, J-Wire Solutions, Performer Built Transmissions, Car Chains 3D, Power Tube TV, WAF Racing, Sweet Patina, and Racing Junk Classifieds. Guys, if you're trying to do some shopping, hit them up. And then on the next episode, dude, I'm so pumped. I'm driving up to Havlic's next Wednesday, and so I'm going to be on site in Cordova to do the show next week. Eric will be at home getting his last bit of stuff packed so we can spend a crazy weekend together. I'm kind of excited about being on site. I talked to Jess Havlik today, making sure that they're going to be there that afternoon. He's like, "Oh, dude, we're getting here Tuesday to start setting everything up." So it's going to be nuts. We're going to have those guys in, and you better believe I'm going to be hitting up some of the other drag and drive racers that are in the parking lot on Wednesday to see if we can get them onto the show and just kind of have another, round table discussion of what this is, because I think it would be fun to have some folks from the early episodes or the early years of those, fastest street car reunion stuff or fastest street car shootout stuff come on and talk about those, and then how it grew into obviously what it is today. And then the episode after that, episode 117, is Bill Alexander of Driven Racing Oil. He's going to be on talking about all the stuff that they do with racing oil and everything that they got going on over at Driven, and how they got involved in all of this drag and drive lifestyle. So we'll be we got 2 weeks packed of stuff to come up with.
Yep. And thanks to everybody that placed orders already. We got a bunch of orders tonight for the parking lot beer shirt. Remember, 1 week ends next Thursday. So if you want to get on that pre-order, head over to the website. And thank you to everybody that had already done it. And we will see you guys Saturday morning.
Yep. Later. Dude, awesome. That's cool. We already